Hello everybody, sorry I'm late, let me get this all set up properly. So, game capture is on, controller is on, microphone is working, and live green screen is working okay. How are we all doing? Happy Friday everybody. I mean, I'm sure 99% of you know already, but yeah, there's no Supercross today. Supercross finished last week, and the outdoors doesn't start until next week. So I just wanted to play some normal MX bike review gamers today. What I'm going to do, so you can actually join the server, because that's always an important one, is quickly put the password up on screen. So you have to be quick on the trigger here, because like every other server on MXB right now, we are doing the new stock track, as you can see right here. Yep, engine's working okay. We are doing the new MXB test track. So because of that, I have to limit the server size to just 20 people. Now 19 people. So search for Lynn's in multiplayer bar to get my server to come up, and the password will be going up on screen in about 10 seconds. I just want to give those of you a little bit of time to get ready, because I imagine it will fill up pretty damn quick today. And the goal of this stream, we're not going to be doing test track all night, don't worry, I'll be on for a couple of hours, is just to try and get my head around the bikes a bit more now. The bikes haven't changed, but the physics have changed slightly in terms of what the rider does, which in turn makes it feel like the bike has changed ever so slightly and it handles slightly different, but that isn't the case. We shall, but we'll see how it goes. Hello HM, third person, I think it affects everyone the same, to be honest. There is just a delay now on the sit stand. However, I can give you my insider information that they have acknowledged that it shouldn't be that way. It was more of a mistake than anything, because they changed some physics and how the standing works at really low speeds. That in turn made it so there was a delay in the sit stand. It wasn't intentional. So I believe we will be getting an additional patch to put the sit stand back how it was in terms of the speed. So there's not meant to be a delay. It wasn't done on purpose. It was purely a mistake that went unnoticed. And I mean, I'm happy about that, because the sit-in slowly does affect, I mean, in my opinion, it affects everything. Some people haven't really noticed it too bad. Let me turn chat off in game as well, because that's going to get quite distracting otherwise. Some people don't notice it too much. And I've noticed a lot of comments over the last few videos is it's people with lower hours that don't seem to mind, which I fully expected. The people that have got a couple thousand, even above a couple of thousand, where are we? Chat, disable chat, will struggle the most, because obviously they've got the most muscle memory for when it comes to sitting and standing, especially on a sand track, for example, where you want to sit and stand constantly to try and keep the back wheel on the ground. I saw someone give a really good, I think it was Transcend actually, where he said basically you have to think in advance, so you have to like sit before you want to sit, which doesn't feel right to me. I mean, in real life you can sit down and stand up pretty damn quickly on a bike, so it should be almost instantaneous in game as well. So I believe there is going to be a patch in the near future for that, to put the sit stand as it was. So the only other thing is we have some slight rider physics changes. Now the full extent of what those include, I actually have no idea. There's not been like a full definitive list as such, but the one thing that has changed, which I requested about 2 years ago, is now, yeah, you can stand up at slow speeds without your leg coming out, which I think should be realistic. It'll help with like enduro-y kind of stuff, and then when I sit down, that's when the leg comes out there. The rider animations, I'm a bit indifferent about. Sometimes it looks really cool, and then sometimes it looks quite goofy, depends on what part of the animation you're at certain points in corners. And then, if anybody saw my video today, please do go and watch it, because it will much better explain what I'm going to say right now. Because the attack position the rider's in now, even in a neutral position without me leaning back, it looks like he's slightly further back on the bike. It almost feels like that does affect the weight of the bike. And then because the weight's in a different place, it handles differently in bumps, turns, so on and so forth. So sit stand stuff aside, I don't think anything else is going to change or revert. So for the people looking to compete as of next week in the Outdoors Championship, you best start putting a little bit of a grind in, because you are going to have to learn it. So yeah, sorry, little rambling's over. This isn't going to be like a negative stream at all. I'm purely on here to try and just learn these bikes a bit more and get good at them. Just wanted to go through everything as best as I could to explain what's going on at the moment and what might change before Outdoors. So you'll know I've not done a bunch of tracks, obviously, since this beta came out. Do you want to know one of the biggest places I found the sit stand to cause me issues at the moment? Is I played Lugo, so the Spanish GP that we done this year, and the rollers before the finish line. I was pretty damn good through them at being able to keep the front wheel really light the whole time, like standing up, rocking with the bike, sitting down at the right point to keep your momentum moving forwards. And now it's where it's all delayed, it really throws off my timing. So yeah, I hope the sit stand is changed back to what it was, and then all the other changes, I don't mind them at all. I think it's absolutely fine. I do like that they've added the ability for more rider styles now. If you haven't seen that yet, I've not got it on mine either because I have a UI mod installed. If you have any UI mods in your game, go and delete them, and then when you go into the bike selection at the menu, you'll see there'll be a new drop down called rider style. And if you've ever played GP bikes, that game comes default with a couple of different ones, like modern riding style, old school riding style. In this game at the moment, we just have motocross, but it opens the door for the modding community to then go and make their own animations and their own riding style and put it in there as well, which I think is quite cool. It would purely be aesthetic. It would not have anything to do with the physics as such, but other than, I think it'll be quite cool regardless. Just have different looks about it. Maybe you want to hang off the bike a bit more. Maybe you do want more of a Catanzaro-y / Saxony / Jet Lawrence-y style. Maybe you want to bulldog it a bit more. Maybe a bit more of like a Tomac-esque kind of rider. I just think it could open the door up to some really cool stuff. Yeah, it will all be cosmetic, I believe. How do I like the new VIP layout? I think the current VIP layout is 10 times better than the old one was. Just feels like it flows a bit nicer. And I'm always one for tracks throwing in easy jumps for me to go over as well, which does help, makes me enjoy it a little bit more. Yeah, in terms of real life, the American tracks very rarely change layout quite a lot. So it might be worth people's time in practicing a bunch of the tracks that we had last year ahead of this upcoming season. The only reason I don't tend to do it much, I'll dabble a little bit here and there on it, but the reason I don't do it too much is the sole reason is if I get the muscle memory down of all the different ruts and bumps, when the new track comes out and the ruts and the bumps are in different places, I think it hinders me more than anything because I'm trying to do something different. So instead of just learning a new track, I'm having to unlearn the previous track that I've been grinding and then relearn the new one, if that makes any sort of sense. So I tend to not do it too much, but I don't see any issue with giving it a little bit of time. And as in the aerial Discord, Stoney did say that they're going for super rough and rutted this year. How in-depth that will be, I really don't know. I don't know how it will compare to the previous year's ones, but I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued to see how it goes, especially now with the with how the, I guess, the game feels now, because it does feel a lot different to me, at least. VIP does get boring fast. Yeah, you're not meant to go there like every single weekend, are you? It's nice to rotate through tracks. The thing is, with most tracks in the UK, I'm sure all of you can agree anyway, they're very tame just for the sake of insurance. So you don't want someone wadding themselves on a massive double and then claiming, and the track's insurance getting like done for it, you know. So they tend to make things quite tame, you know, just tables, nothing massive. I do have, in my limited amount of practice so far, I do have pros and cons on how the new rider position makes the bike feel and handle. So if I am accelerating through braking bumps into a corner, the bike seems to handle it quite well. It feels like the rear end absorbs it a little bit more. Why do I not have any audio? I just saw Mr. Anthony Rogers subscribe there and it didn't make a noise at all. I'm hoping that it's not busted and if anything else happens that comes up. Yeah, I've noticed that going through braking bumps into a corner feels really nice. Then I've noticed if you're coming out of a corner and it's got a lot of acceleration bumps, the bike does get really loose. And I don't know how much of that is because of whatever the new physics are. I don't know how much of that is just me being a bit out of practice, where I'm just mostly commentating these days and not trying to go too fast too often in game. But I'm hoping that I can adapt to that and get over it basically before the outdoor season starts, because at this rate I think I'm gonna just be trying to get inside the top 10 with how I've been playing at the moment. I'm way off people's paces on the GP tracks. The issue with me trying to ride sand HM is I'm absolutely atrocious at it. as very evident from my Fat Cat's GoPro, and that wasn't even very sandy at all. So to go and throw me at Lommel, it would just be an absolute nightmare. I don't know when I'm going to be riding next, to be honest. Definitely not going to be this weekend. Even if I got the call tomorrow and the boys were like, let's go here. I'll be honest, I'm still feeling the results of my crash last weekend, and it's actually to the point where it's starting to annoy me. I thought it would be basically gone by now, but my ribs still hurt a good amount. My back actually felt pretty good yesterday. I don't know what I done in my sleep last night, but it's now back to being really, really painful today, so that's no bueno. And so I crashed on my right side. I mean, this is mirrored view, but I crashed on my right side, but my left thumb is pretty green in comparison to my other one, and my thumbs actually hurt more and more as the days have gone on. So I don't know what's going on inside there, but it does affect the old left stick turning a little bit, and it's annoying because I just want to go back out on the bike, but if it's going to be painful, there's no point really. May as well give your body time to heal. Does anybody know? Is there some funky timing gates around this place? Because I swear I have done a couple of laps so far without going off the track, and they haven't counted. So again, I've not gone to a hospital, or I've not gone and get it checked out at all. It's definitely not broken ribs, because I've been told, well, that's off the track. I have been told just how bad broken ribs are. But then I feel like it's more than a bruise, because from my ribs down and round under my belly, basically, is where it's painful. It almost feels like I've stretched some ligaments in there, maybe. But, I don't know. We'll get there. We're surviving. We're thriving. Gives me an excuse to try and get better at bikes as well, doesn't it? I did play... we will go into a race at some point, don't worry. I did... Also, sorry to keep going off topic, I set this server up to point to a road, but I'm not seeing any road. Did it not save properly? No, it is on point to a road. Okay, it's just not doing much by the looks of it. I did play a bit of Sim earlier today. I thought I'd give the new parlour track a dabble. I watched Seth Shirley's YouTube video that he put up of both of his motos, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I can do that. And then I realised that I thought it was actually, you know what, old Lins can do that, and I loaded it up, and I was about 9 seconds a lap off of Seth's race pace. So I haven't even looked to see what the hot laps were, so I would need a hell of a lot of practice if I wanted to do a sim race anytime soon. But the track is really, really good. I don't know who the track creators are for RF anymore these days, but whoever it is, round of applause. Track's really, really enjoyable. Joke lane doesn't count. No, I expected that much, to be fair. Joke lanes in this game have never counted, which is why I was surprised that they've put it in here. But none of my laps have counted so far. Before I start race number 1, let me actually just try and do a lap that counts. This is a triple. Yeah. Oh, what's this boy doing in front of me? Is he going for a big boy send? Oh yeah, probably. I mean, it's a very fast line. It's off the track to do it, but it looks good at least. Luke hitting some big boy lines. And then jump to the left here, back down to the right, hit this double, try and hit this inside rut, missed it completely, step down. I think this is where I keep going off, isn't it? Let me just turn tighter to the left. There we go. Oh. You see how the back end kind of like snaked and wobbled side to side there as I tried transferring my weight from left to right? It's something that feels a little bit sketchier now, and it also feels like I'm getting more Poboso bounces than I have done recently. Even if I do land back wheel first and on the power, it seems to like rebound me up quite a lot. And again, I'm sure a lot of this can just be tamed and fixed with some slight suspension tweaks, but it's always a bit of a pain in the bum when you're feeling good and then something changes and then you have to work on it all again, basically. Go through here, get slotted into that. Oh, this is the first time I've been... No, don't go off track. First time I've been properly up close and personal with other riders to get to see the new animations from a third-person perspective. In that video that went up today, whilst it was in an online lobby, there wasn't exactly people right around me all the time. So we quad into here, quad again. Oh no, you could probably 5 that and then double out at the end. And to the right. This is double. Oh Jesus! Oh my Christ! And then check up for this double. You can definitely tell that this track was made more for the MSM bikes than anything, because these OEMs feel so overpowered for them. Is that a wild Mr. Kent Mackey I see in the background there off the side of the track? Oh, okay, I avoided myself right at the end. That might have been... it wouldn't have been at the top. I think Quax's lap time would have absolutely smoked me still, but it might have been second. Could have been second. Was it 204? Yeah, 204 with a crash. Yeah, maybe. But there you go, there's a lap that counted, so that's a big W. I don't think the OEM team are going to update the bikes at all prior to Outdoors, and I don't think they need to either. I don't know if they've had a look at what the MSM bikes are like now and what the new traction on the MSM bikes entails. I haven't myself yet. Maybe I will do that for a video in the near future. But I don't think they need to make any urgent changes at all. I don't think anything that we're feeling right now is the bike's fault. The banter under the helmet of the Honda guy was funny. I've seen some people get so annoyed by that, by the way. Thank you very much, Mr. I'm Honda, for becoming a member of the channel. Very much appreciated, sir. I had some guy comment literally today saying, can't believe you're getting annoyed at someone going near you in a race and then riding off the track to go around him and crashing. That's why Democrats shouldn't ride bikes. And I was like, you know when you read a comment so stupid and you just don't know where to start? And it's like, first of all, shouted to let him know I'm there because my bike makes no noise. Secondly, went off the track because it's my first ever race on the track and I didn't know how wide that part of the track went at that point. And then thirdly, I am not political in the slightest. I go out of my way to not look at anything political. So how wrong could you possibly be? But there are some interesting specimens of humans on the internet. So some of them do get under my skin. Most of the time I just kind of let it go. But I wanted to reply to that one. And then you replied to that saying cry. And I was like, yeah, average response when you've just been told you're wrong, basically. Right. Let's get a race going. I imagine I'll probably get like a second or so again. Mr. Quacks should probably dookie on everybody here. Is that a... do I see some old Malcolm Stewart dreads? Can you see... Oh, my arm's not going to be able to... The camera ends here. Somebody, I think it's Hug on the, I guess, Suzuki KTM there. I think he's got some Malcolm dreads sticking out the back of that. The erode only affects the Supercross section of that track. That's very odd. Thank you for letting me know that, Honda. Yeah. I have noticed... I don't know what is going on in the US at the moment, but anytime I do any sort of doom scrolling on Instagram, I always see Americans bringing politics into it, and it's like, oh, average liberal or average Democrat, blah, blah, and I have no idea what's going on over there, but I could not be further away from any side of politics in my life. Like, any time it's on the radio or see on the news, instantly change channel, like couldn't care less. So I'm just going to live my life, whatever happens, whatever state the country's in, I will continue living my life to the best of my ability. And yeah, that's basically it. There's zero point in getting too deep or getting upset in politics, in my opinion, because you're just going to stress yourself out at the end of the day. There really is nothing you can do about it. The world will be however the world will be. I have also... feel free to share your opinions as we go through this, if you agree with me, disagree with me, and anything that I'm saying here, because I need a little bit of help to know how much is placebo and how much is genuine what I'm feeling. But it feels like the front end on flat corners has a tendency to want to tuck a little bit more now than it used to. Even if I'm like leaning all the way forwards, trying to put weight onto the front end to keep it planted, it does feel a little bit looser. And I don't like that. I was really happy with how the front ends were originally. Like, it did feel pretty damn stable. It feels looser now. I mean, everything feels a bit looser. Even if I go and toss a whip off of a jump that feels like it would have done in the past, I feel like I end up almost facing backwards now. So I'm having to tame everything down a little bit. And then because I'm taming things down, I'm not in as much as a flow as I would be in the past, because the muscle memory's not doing what the muscle memory usually does. It's like I'm having to just relearn everything again. Oh god, keep it going. To the point where I have recently been messing around with my actual steering settings, and I was on like 101 gain, I think it was, and earlier today I was messing around and I turned it down just to 100 just to try and tame it down a little bit more, because it was, in some corners it was absolutely fine, and then others I would just lean over way too fast. Oh, get over that. Oh, I mean, the suspension feels great for the most part in case and stuff, but I'm noticing a habit of it wanting to kick me over the handlebars a lot more than it ever did as well. I think one thing I should do after we've done a handful of races around here, I've not been and downloaded any... God damn it. Why did they make that like that? Why didn't they do it like we have it on the Supercross tracks, Ariel? I'm going to go onto MXB Mods and download a track or two on there that people recommend, because I've not been on MXB Mods in weeks at this point. It's been so long since I've gone on there. See if there's any hidden gems that I've missed out on. Any new tracks for me to learn whilst people spank my booty. And this is a triple. I wonder if there is a way of being able to quad that whole thing, but then I imagine you probably have quite a difficult time of stopping and turning left afterwards, especially as you then have to kind of turn uphill a little bit. That's just a recipe for disaster. Just waiting for the front end to knife on you. Don't feel like I'm doing that the fastest way possible at all. Somebody's on my cheeks. It's a husky. That is Mr. Quacks, that's why. I'm guessing he got a stinky start, and now he's fighting his way back through. Holy front end. I'll try and make this inside rut this time. Can do. I mean, that turned really sharp there. I fully expected the front end to go. I can't hear anyone else's bike. I hear mine, but I can't hear... Even though Quacks is like right on my booty cheeks there, I can't hear his bike at all. Brake. Brake. Make it into the inside. I do think they've done a great job on the ruts on this track. Because you do have to be a little bit precise still. It's not like super easy to follow them quickly. And you want to quad into there. Oh, I cased it. So we had a little alternative from there. It wasn't too shabby. Too bad at all. And good thing with it being a stock track as well, is it's meant for the newcomers to the game, so everything's quite tame, quite mellow. You can get away with casing stuff. Ah, so Quacks is hugging the inside in some of these berms. I mean, yeah, there's not really any reason to go all the way around the outside, I suppose. So can I just, like, send this to... Yeah, send that to flat. That would be a lot easier, wouldn't it? Rather than getting the tyres touching the slippery stuff and making you crash. Can we triple single? No, it has to be double. Maybe you can triple single if you get good enough downside the finish line. Try and hit some weird little left to right oppo-y thing. Triple that. I did get cuts last lap for something. I don't know what, but they're there. They exist. That's just asking for the front end up there. But I'm really enjoying this track. And so I don't know if it's just because it's fresh or if it is genuinely a good track. But it's good fun for me. Okay, there we go. Choke it on the last lap, why didn't you, Linda? I can't hear Quacks' bike. I have to go into my settings and make sure I've got competitor volume on. Ah, so he goes outside. Oh, okay, that's cuts. My bad. That wasn't intentional. So he goes outside and then quads that entire thing. That's quite a nice line. Noted. Noted for the next one. Skirt. Keep it up on the pegs. Sit down earlier than normal so that it actually does it when you want it to. Oh. Doesn't like turning in that sand, does it? I mean, nothing likes turning in the sand, to be honest. Just block a little bit. Doesn't matter anyway, because he's going to have me on cuts regardless. God, I ran that wide. Oh, I scrubbed it too hard. No! Oh my god, is he dead? I just saw his bike completely sideways. Oh, wait, we still have another lap? Oh, okay. I thought that was the last lap now. What an absolute goober. I swear it said 1 lap here last time round. Okay, 2 laps. Got more cuts again that lap as well. We love the car. Suck. Damn it, I keep forgetting where I am. 9 seconds. Lovely. Don't know if I feel like I deserve that many cuts, but I am at the mercy of the track and my own mistakes. Cannot get my bike slotted in there. Keeps messing me up. Oh my goodness. Oh god, I forgot where I was on the track again. I guess we're going wide. Try this quad then. Yeah. Oh, that's really easy. It's nice. Much prefer that. It's easier than having to try and make it into the inside. We're not going to go near the Joker lane since it doesn't work. I've also noticed with the sit stand, where I'm talking about scrubbing, it doesn't only affect how low I can stay, it also affects the direction that I go. Because when you're sitting and turning, you don't turn as sharp as when... Well, when you're standing and turning, you don't turn as sharp as when you're sitting and turning. So as you sit down at the very, very top of a jump to scrub normally, it would then start turning a different amount. Where I'm now not sitting where I expect to be sitting because of the delay, it doesn't turn as sharp. So a lot of time I end up not going the right way. And I end up kind of jumping to the left or to the right because I haven't got the timing of it down yet. Yo, yeet. No, this is an enjoyable track. You notice it, I look a lot... My riding looks a lot looser, I would say, than it usually does. I don't feel like I'm doing a very good job of being smooth, but it does feel a little bit all over the place. Yes, Willie, yeah, there is rider styles. There's only one at the moment. There's just a motocross style, which is just the default that it'll give you. But it more so enables people to make their own custom animations. So if somebody wants to make more of like a Barsha-esque riding style, where he's a bit more, you know, aggressive in that regards, then they can do. Whereas right now it's a bit more Catanzaro-y than anything. But that same feature is in GP bikes as well, and it is purely a visual thing. There's nothing to do with actual physics changes at all. That double... I don't know if that makes that much sense, that double being that smaller. I was finding a lot of success in the little bits of GP testing that I was doing earlier by basically just standing up everywhere. I just was ignoring sitting down altogether. Like bits like that. You saw how easily the front end came up as I accelerated out of that corner? That happens quite a lot to me now. Boing. we could do an MSM race there just to see what the traction's all about. Yes, the outdoors tracks. So Parlour, round 1 Parlour, releases Friday next week. The series is doing it the week after the real life race to try and replicate the tracks, I guess, as best as they possibly can do. I mean, I'm guessing in terms of the amount of roughness, it'd be nice. I know, again, I'm in the minority of this way of thinking. It would be nice if there was a mudder in real life and then they went and replicated that in-game. Not just by turning rain on, but actually the state of the track by, like, skinny, I guess, yeah, narrow and deep ruts. Which the game doesn't work well with, and I know in advance it doesn't work well with it, but it would still be nice just for one chaotic round, in my opinion at least. Right, let me put this back here. What does... I've never seen that. See that at the top left over here? It was like race, question mark, question mark, question mark. I've never seen that before. Interesting. Real life series starts tomorrow. I imagine there's some sort of press day footage, which I haven't looked at yet. And then our series starts Friday next week. The new stock track will just be in your game as soon as you update it through Steam. In-game it's called MXB Test Track. You haven't got to download anything else for MXB mods. It comes with your game already. My FOV is 110 at the moment. It was 115 for a really long time, but I turned it down recently just because my old man eyes were struggling to keep up with everything coming at me so quickly. See, I swear I don't, like, loop out that easily normally. It really does feel like the bike just wants to backflip everywhere. I don't think it's a traction thing. I think it is purely rider weight / positioning. So it's making me basically just have to lean forwards a lot more. Oh, as I said that, Adam basically said exactly the same thing. You're just looping out everywhere. But I do agree. It's like so I'm not going to touch my right stick here. When I accelerate, you can see the rider just instantly pulls back loads by himself. This isn't. I'm not leaning back. You can see I'm not touching my right stick, and he just basically shoves his arse off the back of the bike, which is transferring all that weight. So now I feel like I almost have to like lean forwards everywhere just to keep the front end down, which is such a harsh transition to make when you've had over 4,000 hours of basically leaning back anytime you get out of a corner to get the traction down to the ground. It's just basically doing the opposite now. But we will adapt, we will overcome. We will get there. I need to get there, otherwise that number 1 plate is going to be rocking around in about P10 for the races. It might rock around in P10 anyway. I think it sounds like 1 or 2 of the other NA guys are going to give EU a go, and obviously first round of any season, a lot of the heavy hitters come back and give it a go as well that might have dropped out of other series. So I'm very curious to see where I end up at round 1, especially having not had all the GP practice that these current boys are having. Nice. If I also messed up the dirt, there's been no changes to the dirt, Nick. What do you mean by that? The dirt hasn't changed at all. Even if we did touch in the air there, how has that had that severe of an impact? Yeah, no, that kind of makes sense. Okay, I've just been fully yeeted off the side of the track. It usually is the person behind that's the one that crashes, but it's not real life, as we know. So I've got a mod downloaded called Dark UI from MXB Mods, which is why it's dark. The bike I'm on is just a model swap, but I'm actually riding the OEM KTM 450. The model swap is a private model swap made just for myself, so it's not public to buy or download anywhere. The hat is from fxrracing.com. And if you want a discount, have a look in the description of this, and you can use my discount. As long as if you're from the US, it doesn't work. But if you're from the EU, it does. Yeah, I mean, the term realism does get thrown around quite a lot, and it's hard to say what is and isn't realistic. But right now, let me see if that's a model thing, or if that felt like my front end was collapsed basically the whole way around that corner. Like the forks felt almost fully compressed. No, that looks like about a normal amount. That looks about right. But I have noticed it feels like my wheels touch my fenders more now than I ever have done. It makes it feel like the suspension is so soft everywhere. Which could also then lead to why it feels a little bit more bouncy. Yes, we can only have 20 people in the server whilst playing this track, unfortunately. It would be nice. So, I mean, I think did I say? I can't remember if I wrote into the dev chat or not, but I basically just said, if you make any more tracks in the future, can we start having room for 40 people? Because surely, like, let's say the track is too small or too narrow to race 40 people on it. Surely that should be our choice on if we want to do that or not. Like, you should still have the option to do so. You shouldn't be hard limited to 20 by the track creators. We're drinking for Thunder Valley this year. 2025 AMA MX Schedule. Are we drinking for Thunder Valley this year? June the 7th. Quite possibly, yes. Whether it will end up being a stream or not, again, I have no idea, but there is a very high possibility, yes. McLovin has said, can we get an admin, but not what for? Look how many cuts everywhere. Yeah, I think the cuts are a bit screwed, I'll be honest. Everyone's getting loads of them. Right, let's get another race going on here. Close that. Nice. Lovely. How would you currently rate the new Beta 20? Can you give me the figure in Bonnie Blue Q in position 1 being amazing, 1,000 being grim? Are we talking about encompassing the game as a whole, or just the updates that they've added? Because I would say the game as a whole right now, you're probably looking at like a 400. So she's had her C into, but there's still over half of the people still left to go. So I would say there are pros and cons to it. In terms of just the update getting added onto it, I'm not the biggest fan, but I know a lot of people are. Maybe 300. I would say I'm seeing more people thinking positively of it than just hating it. So she's been ran through a little bit, but there's still time to go, you know. There's still time to go. You've not got to fully wade your way through. You don't need a snorkel just yet. Maybe a straw. Maybe just a straw to get through it. I don't know why. My starts have been insane. I don't know if it's just because we're in a normal pub lobby, and obviously not to be disrespectful, but we haven't got the most goated of riders in here, but starts have been great so far. I need to start going tight inside there, because yeah, there really is no reason for me to be going all the way around the outside when I have to check up for the little double anyway. The road really does seem to be doing nothing. I'm going to try and go in a straight line so I don't get yeeted. Big Daddy Eli Tomac going full send. Feel free to give me any sort of room hug, that would be very, very nice. Right. Stay low. Oh god, front end. It's alright, I didn't get yeeted. It is quite a narrow track, isn't it, thinking about it? Probably quite hard to make a nice clean pass. Yo, yeet. Scrub down the hill. Get on the brakes. Oh, no, it's not turning the sharp left there as I would like. Let me try and make a point. And again, I think it's because it's not sitting down when I want it to sit down. It's a little bit delayed. So it starts turning stood up, and then it changes after that. So I either need to sit down sooner, like make a mental note of sitting down sooner, or I just need to crack the sticks over harder. Oh, over we go. Yo, yeet. Quad god. Nice. Oh, Jesus. Get back to the inside. Oh, front end. You see, I'm just so loose. I am so whiskey on this. It's unreal. So whiskey. Oh my Christ. Please turn. And screw it. Right, stay over the front of it. Nice. Don't want to loop my Larry again. I do hate the fact they use bales there, especially like the cement bales. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to get over that 5. Oh no, we did. It's good. Screw it. Bunch of little doubles. Big Mr. Eli in front of me. He's clearly been grinding the shit out of this. He knows all the lines already. Got bad ping, so it's from the US somewhere maybe. Oh, it's not laggy enough to be like a TMOS, because TMOS will be flickering all over the place, but you can tell just from the sends and stuff Blood has been playing. Don't hate that. Don't hate... Oh, don't hit the tyre. Don't hate turning the finish into more of a big double than just a table. Might have to intentionally go a little bit wider next time though, just to carry some more momentum for it. Right, sit down sooner. A little bit better. Not ideal though. Screw. I just want to try standing up more again, see if it helps me at all, because I'm getting so sketchy when I'm... Oh, sick. I'm getting so sketchy when I'm sitting down. It's going to give me some lovely cuts, although Eli does have some cuts in front of me as well, so there's still hope. I can afford a couple. Having to lock in a little bit here. This is quite an enjoyable track for racing on though. It's like one of the only stock tracks that I think it's possible to make genuine mistakes on. Oh, as I say that, big mistake, scrub way too odd. And some things don't change from beta to beta, and that is you deciding to land perfectly facing the wrong direction. So your tiny little tip over turns into a much longer crash than it should be. Boink. I'll stay lower there. Yeet. No, I slid just a little bit before taking off. I didn't... Oh god, I didn't get any cuts last lap after completely missing that double or quad, whatever one you want to refer to it as, halfway around the lap. Did run my best lap ever last lap, but well, if I missed out an entire section, that's understandable. The road in that corner literally leads you away from the rut. It doesn't filter into it at all. Boing. Didn't quite go over that. Scrubbed it a little bit too much. Yes, this is a model swap I've gone right now. I'm actually just on a KTM. Yo, yeet. That bit's like quite deceptively tricky. You're trying to... Okay. Yep, face backwards again. Oh god. The game does like testing my patience. I thought, it's been a long time since we've done public lobby stuff. Let's just load up and try and have fun. And you try and have fun, and it doesn't want you to. Ah, god. But yeah, that like sweeper downhill to the right is deceptively difficult. Maybe go back to the pits, Tiff, instead of sitting in the middle of the track, getting in everyone's way. I'm still getting what feels like almost like a bogging sensation on this KTM. Doesn't feel like it wants to rev out proper. I changed my bike setup ever so slightly, so I had a setup that I really liked, and it felt way too loose, so I made the swing arm a bit longer, lowered the fork offset a little bit, and trying to make it stabilise the bike, and it feels like fine sometimes, but then other times it's... There was bikes in the past where it felt like all the weight was in your rider's head, and it all like flop around side to side depending on where that weight goes, and that's something that I'm noticing a bit more now. It feels like that's the negative part of this update so far, is how loose everything feels. And some people are going to love it. Like, if you like your free ride and you're getting steezy, it's probably a big old W, but if you're old man brain like me and you like trying to be smooth and consistent, it's not quite so easy anymore. I might have to slow down my settings a hell of a lot from what I have had. Oh, goodness me. Yeet. See how I'd splash in the chat. I'll have a little read after this, see what I can change suspension-wise. Or geometry-wise. I see you talking about flickers and stuff. Yeet. Right. Physics of the say it. Yes. Yep, that's fine. Had to soften the front end. Soften it? See, mine feels too soft right now. I thought it would be the other way. You'd have to make it stiffer. I mean, this is something that I've been working on. This isn't one of Splash's, so I don't mind putting this on there. So you want it to go up on the front there. Because I had 6 preload and I've now put 7 into it. It feels like it... No, I'm on the KTM. It just feels like it squishes too quickly now. Because the rider's weight is like this. Obviously, it feels like the weight's too far back at the back of the bike in his arse. Then also, when you go into corners, it feels like there's too much weight up here on the chest pushing down into the front of it. So I feel like I have to make it a bit stiffer. It's the bikes, Rex. It's the bikes. The bikes do not turn well. Well, they don't turn as well. It's you'll notice it more if you if you try third person. But the reason that it feels like it's not turning as well is because when you're sitting down, you aren't sitting down for another like 0.3 of a second. There's a delay on it now, which to my knowledge is going to be changed. Right, let me MXB mods. Let's have a little scroll together. Display capture. Bosh. There we go. Right. What's this? Mod manager. So what's this? MXB mods inside MXB? Not going to dabble with that at all. Right, tracks. Let's have a look. What new beauties have I missed recently? I probably need to go down a little bit actually to make sure they're on server list too. Oh! Razzles has made a new track. I've not seen a Razzles track in a hot minute. When was his last one? It was Somerset Valley. I mean, you boys know I play Somerset Valley on streams all the time. We do like a Razzles track. Let's have a look. What was it? Emerson MX. Fancy track. Let's zoom in a bit. It's fancy track. Rolling hills, floater jumps, technical jumps, some roughness. If you like Somerset Valley, which I do, then you'll like this one. So that Kevin helped a little bit. Should we give it a go? Is it good? Oreo's saying it's good. I'll give it a download. Downloader. Download 300 meg. That's not too bad either. We'll take that. Right, that's downloading. Cheeky World of Warships ad. Thank you, Mediafire. Okay. What's it called? Emerson MX. Let me double check it's on the server list as well. I feel like it will be, but just to be safe. Server's going to go down. Right, event. Emma. It is Emerson. Nice. I'm going to save that. I'm going to wait to put it up. I want to put this into my game first. Track's good, game's not. Sounds about right. Oh, Kels has made a Washugal, has it? Ooh. Okay. Okay. I'm usually a Washugal enjoyer. I had someone in... I don't know if it was today's video or yesterday's video, but I had someone talking about... They was adamant, basically, that... You know when you do, like, control... Is it Control C or Control V to move your riders... to move the camera forwards and up and down? He was adamant that that affects how the bike handles, and yeah, I just have to say like that. No, that's not the case at all. Right, Emerson MX is in my game. MX Bikes is relaunching. Let's see how many minutes it takes this time. Oh, actually, straight away. Okay, straight away. Do. There you go. What we're doing? Right, let me put the server up. Oh, so hang on. Boys, it's been so long since I've done one of this. I forgot to link the track as well. There you go. Pinned message. Done. Server list. Start. No, don't start. God, don't join this. I need to take it down. I didn't change the number of people, so it's still stuck on 20. Oh, Linda, what are you doing? I'll do it to 30. I don't want to try and put any more strain on the server than I need to. 30 people. There we go. Alright, scan up again. Lynn's password goober. The MX Bikes National starts Friday next week. Hello, Jar. Yeah, starts Friday next week. We're doing it the week after so they can replicate the track to the best of their abilities. Thank you very much, Corrupted, for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think if they was doing the race the same week, so if, for example, the race was tonight and real life was tomorrow, they would do 2024 layouts. But since we're doing it the week after now, I believe they'll probably use the 2025 layouts as much as possible. It does still, I mean, I haven't made a track in a very, very long time, but just having a week turnaround does still feel like a very short amount of time, so I'm hoping that it doesn't put too much stress underneath him. Thank you very much, JP. Oh, thank you, Corrupted. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, tyres are, they can be an issue sometimes. Not all the time, but they can be an issue sometimes. They definitely are a little bit better than when they first released, like coming off the throttle sliding. But there's still definitely room for improvement. But then they are also... Are we going the wrong way? We are going the wrong way. Who am I following here? They are also quite limited on the game's limitations as well. Like, they can only do so much, really. Yeah, it is this way. Alright, let me try and do a handful of laps, try and learn the track. Basically stand up everywhere. Oh, that's a stretch. Oh, Jesus. I have a feeling my brain's not going to be working enough to try and learn a track on the fly whilst talking and streaming. That's why on race nights, for example, if I am racing, I don't tend to stream the actual learning of the track. I just turn it on for quality. My brain can only do one thing at a time. If I'm trying to talk to people, I can play the game, but I can't learn it. So that's why in videos quite often you'll see if I'm playing a new track, I'll end up taking the same lines over and over and over again because my brain won't recognise where we are on the track. Bonk. One thing that Razzles does, which I really like, and he didn't do it, I don't think, anywhere on Somerset, but he did do on his track prior to that, which was Razzlevania, is he puts ruts on the landings as well as the takeoffs. So you basically you can see like the most used line, or what would be the most used line, like the track's been grooved away a little bit on the landings, which is cool. I do like it. Adds more character to it, gives you a reason to move about on the track to try and find the quickest part of it as well. Oh my goodness. Are we sliding? I know I shouldn't think about it too much with the whole sit-stand thing right now, because it is going to be changed, to my knowledge. I don't know when, but they said it shouldn't be how it is right now. Yeah, it is very, very off-putting. Right, let's have to check up here. That's it, so I don't do the same thing as last lap. Step down to the right. Can probably 100% you can triple that. Okay, need to note that for next time. Let's try and hug far inside up here. Open it up. Back round to the right. Drop down the hill. Yoit. So I've got a video going up tomorrow, which is not MX Bikes. It is a motorbike game, but it's not MX Bikes. And unfortunately, it's not MTG yet either. I'm still waiting for the green light on being able to just bang out MTG all the time and stream and upload videos on that. But because I don't wake up every morning with the burning passion and desire to play MX bikes every single day, would you guys, since this is a majority MX bikes channel anyway, and that's probably the reason 99% you subscribed, would you rather it stayed 90+% MX bikes, or would you like to see a variety of motocross games in general? I'm never going to start uploading like COD, for example, on here. It's just never going to happen. But in terms of motocross, would you like it to go maybe more of a SYS route, where we play everything? I completely forgot that I'm still in Discord with the boys. That's not yours, that's mine. Or would you want it to stay mostly MX bikes? I'm happy to try and play a little bit of sim from time to time. Happy to, I mean, I don't know, I wouldn't say exactly happy on Track Day R, but tomorrow's video is on Track Day R, but it's a really, really cool feature in it, I believe. Maybe go and re-download Legends as well, see how that goes. I'm so sorry, Mackie. My eyes weren't working. You want a variety? Mr. Jesus Christ. Don't give Aiden too much shit. Be nice to him. Okay, the track do be kind of barking right now, though. Still trying to learn it, obviously, but so far, so good. I'm not seeing anything that I dislike straight away, which is always a good sign. See, like there... I've not got an extremely long gearing, by any means, and I feel like second gear should pull out of that right-hander no problem at all. But it just wasn't. It's like it was just bogging more than I think it should do. And that's an issue that I've been having on the KTM. I mentioned it the other... Excuse me. Get farted on by Zen. Mentioned it the other week, that it feels like the KTM's not revving out enough. And I don't know if it's actually not revving out enough, or if it is just an audio thing. Even on the long straights there, it feels like it could hit the limiter more than it is. This track is definitely suited to smaller bikes, I would say. I've got way more power than I ever need around here at the moment. Boing. Why is my... Sorry for getting in the way, Rex. Why is my back end coming around on me there? Felt very, very gentle on it. Oh, I thought he was turning left there for some reason. And jump down to the left now. Back end came out again. Oh my Christ. I just feel so sketchy. Like nothing... It doesn't feel nice. Like it feels so unstable. From how it used to, anyway. And I'm sure it probably is just the memory, muscle memory. That I haven't got down yet, but God, it's frustrating having so many hours on a previous way and having to learn a new one. I did want to go into replay and watch what happened there, but it took so long to load people's bikes. I don't know if we're going to have enough room. Oh no, we do. So it's like, I mean, yeah, my back end did go quite high in it, so that's fair enough. And then it slid out. But then like here, usually I can straighten the bike up, no problem. But it's like it straightened, and then it got sketchy and wobbly again. And I believe it's because as soon as you start accelerating now, he just leans really far back. But I don't think it's ever been like this before, where I can just accelerate and wheelie. Like, I swear you've always had to lean back to do that. At least on current OEM bikes. That's what's messing me up. Is then the front wheel obviously goes really light, so I need to just try and lean forwards everywhere, basically. Uh-oh. Put more of a schedule, 3 vids a week or something. Yeah, my ideal world, 100%, there's no reason. And to say about just 3 videos a week, like there was a period of time where I was still working my normal 9 to 5 office job and double uploading it like morning and afternoon as well. So there's no reason I can't do. I just feel like motocross gaming content at the moment is so stale. It feels like everything that you can do has been done. So I really do struggle, like, day to day on finding something to cover. And then I'll get into a horrible slump, because if I haven't then uploaded in, like, say, 2 days, I won't want to touch it again. And I'm my own worst enemy, because I'll sit here, like, playing Warzone or even, like, playing Minecraft, for crying out loud, just multiple hours in a day, when I could just quite easily load up bikes, do a cheeky little video, maybe take an hour, 2 hours all in all, and done. But do I do it? No, I don't. I think if I start uploading multiple games as well, I'm also going to have to come to grips with the fact that I'm not going to be amazing on all of them. I'm just going to be average at best on all of them, because they're all played so differently and the muscle memory is so different on each one. I don't think it is possible to be insane at loads and loads of different motocross games at the same time. Especially if you're just hopping on one, say, 30 minutes at a time for recording. You're not dedicating a couple hours to get your head around it time and time again. Oh, we're up right now. Oh, what? So I need to watch some of these things. This is what I used to do when I was first learning the game in the first place. Was looking at mistakes I was making and then trying to not do it again. So I've gone to scrub that. Is it just a case of my front wheels hit? Why has it sent me that far over the front of the bike, though? That's what I don't understand. Is it to do with, like, the sit-stand timing, that I've not sat down at the right time and it's tried kicking me over the front? Like, that feels like so over-exaggerated, and that's why the front end has bonked there, is because it's pitched me forwards, and it doesn't... I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record here, and I don't want to sound like I'm sucking myself off. I've spent far too many hours on this game to not be able to time leaning backwards and forwards at the right time. Like, it just doesn't happen. There is an element of it that is just game. And the physics changing as well. I think my suspension's chalked. You reckon so? I mean, let me try something. Let's try something different. Let's try like a good... Oh, but this is all Supercross. I'll just do MX. What's my MX compared to this? Oh, it's basically the same. I don't know if I really have an outdoors... Oh, that's quite different. I don't know if I really have any outdoorsy kind of setups. I don't think many people do have stuff for the KTM either at the moment is the issue. A lot of people are very Yamaha focused, but because I wanted a model swap for outdoors, I didn't want... Like the entire field's blue right now, I don't want the entire field to have a model swap on. Sorry again, Mackie. So yeah, that's the reason why I want to ride the KTM, is just so there can just be a few of them. Yeah, feel free to, Rex. I mean, I'm open to trying anything at this point. I want to feel somewhat decent going into outdoors. This is what happens when I try and make my own stuff rather than just copying everybody else. Oh my Christ. I'm so sketchy. I'm scamming that #1 plate for outdoors. Oh God, the only reason I got it in the first place is because Finn decided he wanted to dip out halfway through. I didn't dip out for the whole thing, he kind of came and went at various times, but yeah, didn't do all the rounds last season. I don't really like the inside rut here. Let's try middle. Notice, so right there, when I transitioned my weight from left to right, so as I exit this corner, as I now lean over to the other side, that feels so disgustingly quick. Which is odd, because the actual rider lean is slower now from left to right. But it feels like the actual bike turning, just this little moment here, going from left side to right side, feels so disgustingly fast. And I think that's why I'm getting sketchy quite a lot. Yeah, Finn was barking a lot last year. He was big zooming. Let me leave Discord as well, so I don't get any other stuff. Download done. Right, downloads. Copy. Poboso, MX bikes, profiles, lens, setups, common. KTM, where's the KTM 450? There it is, KTM 450. Bosh. Right. Hello, Oasis. Hope you're doing well. Actually, let's get onto this screen in case this can't be shared. We do not want 9 litres. Tame that down a little bit. Save. And track. We'll try this out. Yeah, I mean, it could be fine for a video, to be fair, but I do have a setup in here called ChatGPT for that exact reason. Just trying to get it to make one for me. And it's it wasn't great. I think it goes in the direction of real life quite a lot, even though you say for MX Bike's the video game. And as we know, it's not a simulator as much as it tries to be. Boing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to slow my settings down again. So just stiffen things up a little bit. I think 100 gain might be a little bit too much for the old man. The young whippersnappers might be able to handle it, but I can't. I need it slowed down. Right there, I'm oversteering quite a lot as well. Yeah, the track's in the pinned comment if you want to download it. It is Emerson MX. Like, what's... Huh? A lot of this is like... I generally have no idea what's happened for it to get to that point. So look, I don't think I was leaning back in this situation, and as soon as the rider lands, he just fully like compresses and leans like really far back. And then because he's leant back, the front end goes light, and then that knifes, then the back end steps out, and then it hooks back the other way. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of it at all. It doesn't feel nice. It doesn't feel good. High side simulator. Yeah, I think a lot of it is because of the rider's positioning now and where the weight's based. Try and set some sort of macro up so I just lean forwards the entire time I'm playing the game. Oh my goodness, I thought I was about to destroy him. Back end sliding a lot as well. I think it is got to be the rider's weight. Because the bikes haven't changed at all. The tyres haven't changed, that's purely MSM related. It's got to be more to it than just the weights change. I mean, we still don't have a definitive list other than it says small rider physics change. I don't know what them physics entail. I don't think anybody other than Paboso and Snap knows what that entails. There's something funky going on. Can't get my head to grips around the late sitting down though. Like, I wanted to sit down in that corner so much earlier than I did. And his foot doesn't come out until so late. I do think, though, if we don't... I mean, I think the sit-in stand-in might be sped up again prior to outdoors. Don't take my word for that, but there is a chance that could happen. But I don't see anything else being changed. And if it doesn't, we could have some very unhappy people come into the outdoor season. Because if they're making the tracks to already be more difficult than we've had in the past... So what? Why did my back end go out there? What's happened? Hang on. It didn't feel like it just kicked out on the jump. What's happening? Yeah, if they're making the tracks even harder than we've had in the past anyway... Why has that happened? I didn't feel like I was turning. I'm baffled. I really am. I don't know what's going on. These tracks are going to be so difficult. I'm going to be battling myself in the game more than I'm battling the battling other riders on the track. Track is called Emerson. If you have a look at the pinned comment on the YouTube side of things, it'll take you straight to the track. New track by Mr. Razzles. Very good fun so far. I'm really struggling on these bikes at the moment. I shouldn't say bikes, because then people get the wrong idea. I'm struggling on this beta at the moment. if I take my time to be super, super patient, if I don't get wiped out by people being quite oblivious, and I take my time to be really, really patient, it's tolerable. You know, it's like it's a little bit better. Maybe that's what the game needs. Is it slowing the game down a little bit? Is it forcing you to? Nope. I can't ride around other people right now. I'm gonna get a little bit more triggered than I think I should do on a random Friday night public lobby. I'm just gonna go back to the pits. I'm not gonna let it get to me. Hello, Delta. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm not dual streaming, no. Unless I am by mistake. I don't think I'm dual streaming at all. Let's have a look. MX Bikes. No, I'm not dual streaming at all. Just YouTube only. No TikTok or anything. What did I just get sent? This. Right, KTM. I mean, yeah, the setup feels like it's handling the bumps better than I had. Thank you for that, Rex. You went riding today. I tried doing a few bum whips on the last practice video that I uploaded, real life wise, and then I'd done one lap where I got it out a little bit too far for my own liking and landed pretty sideways, and I had to change my underwear afterwards, so I basically gave up on that for that day. Could it be time, Rex, potentially, for us to go back to the 120 rear tyre if we're struggling quite a lot with grip? Oh god, this goes left, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. You know what? That could have gone a whole lot worse than it did. We'll take that. Well, let me just try... This is a 4-lap race. Let me just try and not crash as much as possible. Just try and be really, really smooth on the throttle and the way that I stand the bike up coming out of the corners. I'm struggling to get that triple down the hill though, so the back end's like fighting me the whole way, turning to the right. One thing, I mean, if you boys ever want an entertaining night one night, have a look at the old MX Bikes Facebook group. You usually get some good complaints in there and things that's just like, what are you on about? That's where I've seen the most unhappy people at the moment is in Facebook. I think the reason it feels really light as I exit is because that weight's instantly getting shifted backwards by itself. That makes the front wheel go light, which of course is then in turn going to make it feel like it's flopping about side to side. So if I can make more of a mental note to really lean forwards hard as I exit the corners, it should counteract that and be a little bit more stable. There, for example, I stay leaning forwards much longer than I ever would have in the past. My Jesus. I think that was more to do with the sit-stand timing. Oh my god, it's so loose, it's all over the place. A lot of this is, so the same issues that I have these days when I play Sim. All my muscle memory's gone from Sim, even though I probably had about 5,000 hours in Sim in the 5 or so years I played it. That's all gone now. That is basically how I feel right now. It feels like the inputs I would usually do don't yield the same results anymore. So now I'm having to basically relearn it. It almost feels like all of the time I spent before, whilst I can still get around a track, it's not to the same speed or extent that I would have done in the past. So it is completely relearning again. Which I think some people will quite enjoy, some people will absolutely hate. At the moment, I'm struggling with it, I'll be honest, but I'm sure over the space of a week before outdoor starts, everyone will have their head around it. And probably the same top 5 will always be the same top 5, regardless of how the game plays. It's been the same over the years when like OEM bikes have changed and traction have changed. Whilst you might get a little bit of a teething period, for example. This geezer is triggering me a little bit. Whilst you might get a little bit of a growing pains period for people trying to learn it all. Buddy, can you get out of the fucking way? I can understand people not being as good, but my god. Just be aware of your surroundings. And, oh my Christ. Yeah, it's happened many, many times over the year. After a couple of weeks, all of the same riders go back to the top again. I have no idea what the best lap time is on this track. I think I've done about 5 laps. I downloaded it probably about 20-30 minutes ago. I don't think I've actually looked at any of the lap times yet either. No clue. Not really trying to go for hot laps or anything at the moment. I just want to get around the track. Keep missing that inside right there. I'm not intentionally going into that middle. I'm just completely messing the corner up. Oh my! Why has that come around so hard? Oh my goodness! I genuinely, I don't like that I'm saying this early. Might have to go on the Yamaha. Because the Yamaha is so much more stable than the KTM is anyway, but I was originally feeling comfortable on the KTM regardless, so I rode it quite a lot, so I didn't mind trying to give it a go for outdoors. But it feels so loose at the moment. If that Yamaha... I mean, the Fantic could be good now as well. The Fantic's a very stable bike. Only issue with the Fantic is it's not great in the road sometimes. The front end can get a little bit knifey. But if we're having to try and be super duper smooth everywhere, because of how the game handles now, then front end shouldn't really be an issue. I wasn't leant back there at all. You can rewind it, you can have a look at the controller overlay. I was in the middle of the bike. So 100% the rider's weight is naturally further back. There's no reason you should be wheeling downhill in the centre of the bike. Let's try and actually make this inside. Let's not try and make the inside right. Not feeling good. I'm undecided on if I'm going to Matterley or not at the moment. I have no idea. It does feel like there's no need for me to sit down anywhere. It does feel like standing up is the best way to get around the track. Track's in the pinned comment. It's called Emerson. There's been 0 changes to OEM bikes or OEM bike traction. No changes whatsoever. The only traction changes that have been made are for the stock Perboso MSM bikes, so nothing should affect us. The reason that the bikes and traction feel different at the moment is because the rider's positioning has changed and there's been some rider physics changes. And I know I've only been playing it a short amount of time right now, but I'm really not vibing with it as much as I would like to, just ahead of an outdoors season. I don't do coaching at the moment. I stopped doing them. I don't enjoy them too much. My issue is if I've got a coaching session at say like 5 PM my time, I'll go the whole day thinking about it and I just won't do anything else. I'll be like, oh, I've got a coaching session later. And I also hate talking to new people. I'm just really socially awkward in that regards. So I've stopped doing them for the time being. I don't know of anybody that specifically has a range setup, to be honest. I've certainly never made a separate range setup on this game over the years. We had a lot of people DNS that. Is there quite a limited number of start gates on this track? I didn't pay enough attention. It's time for your MXB career to end. Yeah, I don't know. I know it's very, very early days to say anything yes or no. I'm just not very comfortable on the bikes at the moment. And to be honest, the actual like physics changes might not be too bad if it wasn't also tied in with the whole sit stand issue that we're having at the moment as well. So maybe if they put the sit stand stuff back to normal. Rax, please don't go anywhere. Please let me see what's going on with your bike right now. What a... Okay, it's gone now. So guys, if you want to pre-order Motocross the game, I didn't press the trick button just then. Did I just do a no-footer? Or did it just sit down? I swear I didn't press the trick button. If you want to pre-order Motocross the game, then go to preorder.motocrossthegame.com, and if you use code LINS4 when pre-ordering it, then you get 4% off of your order, which I believe, out of all the discount codes around the interwebs right now, is the highest amount of discount you can get. So please do so, and I get a tiny little bit of commission off the back of that, so you are helping me out also. Thank you very much. God, when does that game release, by the way? When's it released? I want it. I need it now. I want it in my system. You have no idea how much I just want to YOLO it and just boot up MTG on stream, but I have to maintain professional and friendly working relationships and not annoy anybody or upset anybody. So I will be a good boy and I will behave until the time comes where I don't have to behave anymore, and then I can just flood all of you with so much MTG gameplay. Game just crashes before it launches. I've not had that issue yet, unfortunately. I'm not sure what to say about that one, Jamie. I mean, I haven't even played on particularly difficult tracks yet either, so the fact that I'm struggling quite a lot on these easy ones, just getting the bike to go where I want it to go, is concerning to me. I should definitely try the Yamaha out on a track or two. See if it's like an instant, like, yeah, that feels better, or no, that feels worse. Because that was kind of like the Yamaha's, not the Yamaha, the KTM's, I guess, good thing is that it was really agile and it handles the road quite well, but it might be too agile now, to the point where it's just sketchy. You might want to have that bike that is a bit more of like a tractor and just chugs its way along, nice and grippy, nice and stable in the corners. I'm definitely having more success at the moment just standing up everywhere. As soon as I try and... if I try riding the bike properly, like stood up over the brake bumps, then getting set down in the corner, that's when it goes all wonky and it goes wrong. Can I triple down here and downside that? Oh, yeah, you can. Didn't really get much of a big kick there either. That was lovely. I'll have a little look through MXB mods again after the next race you do to decide on the next track. I'm sure there's a whole bunch more good ones that I've not had the chance to play yet. I mean, that felt like a nice, smooth lap. I don't know if I could replicate it over and over and over again, but that might be the best lap that I've done so far. I'm just trying to open up the corners, stand up, roll on the throttle gently, make sure I'm leaning forwards as I exit the corner as well. Just like lean over the front, stay leant forwards as I exit it for a little bit. Smooth on the way out. That inside line's quite nice. The only issue is it makes this much sharper than you want it to be. Oh, back end came out the rut. Sketchy. Yeah. God damn it, Rex. I had a nice lap there and you had to go and beat it straight away. I mean, whether it's a good lap or not, I haven't got a clue, but it felt nice. It felt... Oh, and there we go. Back end came out the rut. It does feel slipperier. I'm almost tempted to give the 120 rear tyre a go, but then I'm concerned at how it's going to make the turning feel after that. We've got Trey, Lewis, and Doobie sinking in. Once these boys are in, I'll get her going. Yeah, in practice, it's all fine and good, saying about just ride smooth like Jet or Chase does, to be honest. But that works really well if you're playing by yourself. It's then if you're racing against other people and you have to try and be that perfect everywhere, it doesn't give you much chance to experiment or try and be aggressive or try and cut underneath people or make good passes. What did you just see? I just went into the... What is going on? I saw like the void and then Rax is teleporting back and forth. We love MX bikes. I'm fully expecting there to be some sort of major issue happens in outdoors. Can't be any worse than it was 2 years ago. Because I'm pretty sure at the start of the 2023 outdoor season, I had a game crash at Parlour. I might have had a game crash the next round as well. Didn't go well at all. MTG releases for PC and consoles right at the end of this year or right at the beginning of next year, one of the two. I don't have an exact date for you, unfortunately. But it wouldn't surprise me if it gets delayed a couple months. I feel like all games do. Anyway, I mean, look at GTA, for example. Got delayed straight away. What do you do when your update doesn't show? Double check it that it hasn't. So if you load the game and go to a track, and you press Control and V on your keyboard, then at the bottom right, it will say what beta you're on. If it still says beta 19B or whatever it is, I actually have no idea how to force Steam to do an update of a game. And then the crazy thing about that whole game crash issue, Doug, because I know a couple people were having it, is that I never found a solution. I never changed anything, and then they just kind of went away. Because I was having a bunch of game crashes in that same year in GPs as well. I remember it happening on, is it Necken? The Argentinian round, like round 1 as well. What is going on? Are you seeing these like black mists that are rolling in on my screen, like behind the bike? There's something funky going on, boys. The game does not want to be played right now. Oh my goodness. Just MX Bikes things there. Just MX Bikes things. Right. I'm not going to change anything setup-wise. I'm going to keep the same tyres and everything. I'm just going to try and change myself and change how I'm playing. Because that lap I done just now felt good. It felt smooth. What is going on? Please! I've done nothing. I'm just playing the game. I've not tweaked graphic settings or anything. I'm just trying to just play the track, play the game normally. The void is coming for me. The void, it wants to swallow me whole. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's stressful. Kent says, I'm taking Aiden now. I'm here for it, Kent. I don't mind it. Show the coach who's boss. Crash out. Boys, there. I'm trying my best. I'm trying so hard to try and enjoy it as well. It's so difficult to do. That's why I've been so absent on the uploads as well recently, is because I'm just hoping for motocross the game, but then I realise, oh, we've still got like 7, 8, 9 months until that comes out. I can't really get away with uploading once a week and expect to be able to survive, because it wouldn't even be enough to pay rent if I did that. Oh. I've been enjoying Minecraft recently, but I'm doing Minecraft the autistic way, so I'm not actually doing like a proper single player world or anything. I'm just in like an someone's in front without a rider. How is it? I don't know what's going on. Oh. Yeah, someone was in front without a rider. I'm just playing like prison servers where you literally you log in and you mine blocks and you sell blocks and then you level up so you can mine different blocks and sell different blocks, and then you level up so you can mine different blocks and sell different blocks. So I'm just in my full autism era right now. And I'll happily sit there for hours a day doing that. Someone get me the diagnosis ASAP. Yeah. Try Hypixel Skyblock. What does it entail? Because I cannot do PvP, and that's what I think of as soon as I hear of Hypixel. But how do I go any faster in a straight line than I'm currently going? This is what I don't get. Okay. Oh. Yeah, this is kind of wank, I'll be honest. Now I'm actually giving it some actual time, and... oh my... Now I'm giving it some proper time. This is not that enjoyable, I'll be honest. You know, the funny part is, when 2 days ago, when that... But can I go anywhere on a track without getting involved in other people and having people's bikes perfectly land in front of me? Is that possible to do? Because there's an element of luck, just being unlucky to a certain point. Yeah, when I was just playing the game on the release, because I just hopped on, spanned the laps on test track, and that was it, I really didn't feel much of a difference. So now I'm actually putting time into it. It's a little bit all over the place. Always tapping the accelerator back. That was a thing in like 2020. You used to tap the throttle rather than rolling onto it. That was nice. But again, I was leaning forwards the whole way up the face of that jump, and it still almost made me loop out when I got to the top. It's just a floating engine on the side. Like, what's going on, boys? The game is so broken. How does it get worse each update? Not even in terms of like gameplay at this point. How does the actual... what's it, like infrastructure? Stability? Stability is probably the right word. How does the stability of the game get worse every time it gets updated? I do think I'm probably barely going to sit down anywhere when it comes to the outdoor season. If the physics don't change. If the physics are as they are right now, standing up does seem the way forwards. Buddy, I was on the inside. You just check up. I need to try and turn up other people's engine volume though, because I really can't hear anybody else other than myself. Struggle Town. Population Lins. No, I don't think Roboso cares about MTG at all. If he did, then he wouldn't allow people like Nico, who is the head of MTG, to still be in the Roboso dev chat. I really don't think it bothers him in the slightest. Is that Wild Fuzzy Blood that I just saw there? Off the side of the track. Keep missing that inside. Oh, you. Oh. It was indeed a Wild Fuzzy Blood I saw. That's a hell of a scumbag line if that works. If you get locked into the corners properly, it can be really quick. I'm just really struggling to get the bike settled nicely into them in the first place. It almost feels impossible to do it if I'm sat down. Okay. I do see people talk that I haven't read everything that you've said, but I just have a quick glimpse across and just read the word microtransactions. You realise that every round of outdoors or supercross that comes out is in MX bikes is a microtransaction at the moment. And every paint or skin or armour or anything you buy on the shop is a transaction. So I really don't think it's going to be egregious, like to the point where you're spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds in the game. I really don't think it'll be much different to how bikes is, to be honest. Nothing's like set in stone anyway. I don't know what's going to be free, what isn't going to be free, what the kind of prices will be like on maybe like a per track basis. Whereas like the MX Bike shop at the moment has rules where it's like, if it's a compound, it can't be more than $4. If it's a Supercross track, it can't be more than like $2. If it's outdoors, it can't be more than $2.50. Just something along those sorts of lines. I know they've got rules for that. I don't know what the pre-made rules or criteria will be for MTG. I wouldn't have thought it would be insane. I mean, they know that. They know that they'd lose the player base straight away if it's got like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds just to keep the most up-to-date stuff in the game. And then they're not silly people by any means. I mean, they're the reason that this game's been alive for as long as it has been. See, I would have thought a track like Lommel would be harder on this, just purely because of the sit-stand timing. Like, got no issue with the corners, because you're going to stand up most of the time anyway. But for me, and I mean, sand's like my forte, that's my thing. I can go around a sand corner and sit down and stand up like 10 different times in the space of one corner, just to keep the back wheel on the ground as much as possible and keep driving forwards. Whereas if that's delayed now, can't really do that anymore at the right time. So I think the top riders' times will be worse on Lommel. But I can understand why some people's lap times would get better with how the bike feels when you stood up in a corner right now. And especially if your ass is off the back of the seat all the time, just by default. There's one thing for sand, which I try and tell people if they're trying to get better at sand, is you have to be comfortable basically wheeling everywhere. Like, that front wheel needs to be as light as possible all the time. the point where sometimes you'll just be turning whilst wheeling, because that's just how sand goes. But we'll do a different track. Let me load up MXP mods again, and I might try the Yamaha, see if it feels any more stable. Let's have a little look-see. Confirm form resubmission. Lovely. I am a human, I believe, to the best of my knowledge. Tracks. Right. An Argentinian track. I mean, I'm just gonna, let me just check it out. Fladera. MX Argentino. Campionato Argentino de Motocross. Those norms are hurting my eyes a little bit. They're very, very strong. They're making me go a little bit cross-eyed. So maybe not that one today. Is this the Hunter Route 3D scan? He hasn't just nabbed Hunter Route's 3D scan and uploaded it, has he? It's French. He's thanking me for a tutorial and Johnny Bang. This isn't... that seems suspicious, the exact year. I know that Hunter Route took a 3D scan of High Point for Sim quite a while back, and I'm wondering if he's just taken that and re-uploaded it. It's hard to say, really. I'm not gonna touch that. I don't want to get caught up in any drama. I mean, people were saying Kel's Washougal was pretty damn good. Maybe we just give that a go. I mean, it's a Kel's track. You know what you're going to get, really, don't you? None of the pictures are working for me. High quality, yeah, why not? Let's move this over here. I don't know if it shows you my email address or anything when I do Google Drive. Right, download. That is downloading exceptionally quick. 20 seconds for half a gig. That's pretty impressive. Let me copy and paste the track link. It's dead flat. To be fair, I probably need that at the moment. I probably need a nice easy flat track just to get my head around things. Right, I'm going to have to close my game, put the track in and then reopen it. Right, copy, mods, tracks, paste, reload, server, take server down. Washougal. TFC Washougal, 24 Washougal AMs, 24 Washougal Pro, Kel's Washougal. Save, start. I'm going to try the Yami this time, which it would suck because I really, really want to ride a model swapped bike this season. But I might just have to slide into Dashpack's DMs again and be like, listen, old chum, I know you took your time and effort to make it for me on the Gate DM, but I need it on the Yamaha as well, and everyone will have it. I'm struggling at the moment, Jacob. I'll be honest. I'm not vibing with it too well. Oh, oh, the scan track's flat. Okay. Yeah, so was Hunter Route's one, though. Back in Sim. I'm wondering if it is one and the same, and it's just been uploaded separately. My arm's looking better now. I know you can't see it too well, especially with the lights flashing it out, but cruising's almost all gone. Oh, thank you very much, Island. Here is my microtransaction for the month. Listen, boys, if you can send me as many microtransactions as you want, I would be very, very grateful for that. Mookie to FXR, honestly looking forward to it. I want to know... Thank you, by the way, Island. You're absolute legend. I really do appreciate you. I want to know how big the bag was that they threw Mookie's way, because to get him to leave his own brother's brand, pretty crazy stuff. That can't have been a cheap investment. Did the setups reset? I've seen some people saying they can't copy setups from one track to another anymore, but I use common setups all the time now, so mine transfer over. But I've seen people say, like, if you want to go to a track that you've got to set up on and copy it, apparently that doesn't work right now. Apparently that's broken. Let's do, like, MX testing. Need to turn shift help back on, because I am not on the Austrian bike. Right, let's learn another track. Oh yeah, those frames are perfect. I have a feeling I probably shouldn't have downloaded the high quality version. Maybe a medium. I mean, that's pretty. The quality is pretty damn good. Like, it's a pretty track. Just already looking at it. Bonk. I think what it is when people crash in front of me, I look at them, and then it's like in real life, if you look to the end of the rut, you'll go there. And I just kind of gravitate towards people when they crash. My eyes are struggling to see where I'm going right now. I don't know why. Tell you already, the Yamaha feels so much more stable than the KTM did. As if the Yamaha wasn't OP enough as it is, and now we've had a game update that's made the Yamaha even more OP. Oh, Jesus. Maybe I'll have to learn off the Fantic just so I don't ride the Yami. The other issue that I have is if I ride the Yamaha and I just put a model swap on it myself, I'm not going to be able to see anybody else's skins. They'll just be on a stock Suzuki on my screen. Obviously nobody else has that model swap, for example. What iteration of Washugal we got here? Just straight down the hill. Okay. Oh, you know what? That was one of the best accidental little jumps over a rut I've ever had. That helped me tremendously. The back end is just so much more planted than the KTM's back end was. I don't even know if this is a particularly good setup that I've got on the bike right now, but it feels alright so far. What is it? So, I've just tried respawning there, because it was actually facing the right way for once, and it said, no, fuck yourself, I'm going to continue just spinning around on the spot to intentionally face the wrong way to make sure that your respawn is shit. That is what the game has just done to me right there. I haven't tried sharing a setup to somebody, Cryptid. I kind of don't want to now, because I don't want my game to crash. I don't know if anyone's even reported that as a problem yet, to be honest. We probably should do. Go outside in the split. I will do that next lap. No, Gio, I'm completely on board with you. I think everything feels really weird now. Not vibing with it at all. I agree. My frames are not good around this track whatsoever right now. But yeah, it does serve me right for downloading high quality versions, especially on something like Washugal where you got a million trees everywhere. The textures are really good. I didn't pay attention to the credits. I don't know if Kel's done the textures himself or if he had any help with them, but his textures are really, really good here. Little bits of the track like that, where you got them three little uphill rollers, you can see me kind of like sitting down at the top of each one. That's what is going to mess me up for the time being until they change the sit sand speed back to what it was. Because mentally, I do it right at the top. But now in-game it's not going to happen until after I've already hit the bump. So I may as well have just not sat down at all, because I'm not soaking it up at all. Right, he said go outside in the split. Get a little Tokyo drift on the exit. Yeah, this bike is... The Yami is so much more stable than the KTM now. That's really upsetting. Oh my god, the bumps are huge! Holy moly! Yeah, that's really upsetting. I would probably go as far to say you're going to see even less colours in the field than you already do because of this. At least in GPs, we're seeing like a little bit of KTM. Maybe the odd Husky, if Quacks or Jams want to show up. A very, very rare Fantic. I really don't think you're going to see much of anything else. Just, I know this is very early days, and I've literally done, what, 2 laps on this Yami, but it's an instant difference. It feels so much more planted than that KTM did. Oh my goodness. Oh. I would say that whilst the general texture on this track is really nice, some of the norms almost feel a little bit too strong. So it's a bit misleading on what the track's actually doing underneath me. And my eyes just struggle to keep up with it. Need that nice simple texture and just give me like a Poboso stock track kind of texture and my eyes can keep up. Okay. Protection bug isn't fixed. I've never had that protection bug, so I don't actually know a fix for it. I feel like it's something to do with just creating a new profile. Should probably try going middle right here, shouldn't I? That inside is very, very tight to try and get into. Sorry, that was on me. I moved over on Mr. Ascari there. We had the inside, and I just decided to go from left to right. But did you see so do you know on the last track where I was like, how on earth is Rax just pulling in a straight line on me? I have just seen exactly why, because whoever was in front of me there on that KTM, I just dragged on, I caught so much on him on the exit of that 180. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I hit it super amazing, it's just for whatever reason the Yamaha just digs in and goes. Like its power delivery is the reason why everyone rides it, it's just the best. So even if it isn't the fastest, it puts the power down the best, which then in turn will make it the fastest. Bonk. Bit of target fixation again. I don't know how I've managed to go over the ruts and still hit him. I will get a race going in a second. I'm just got a bit of a flow going right now that I didn't have earlier. I love how I'm going to come away from this stream today with the overall opinion of Beta 20 on KTM poo, Beta 20 on Yamaha good. That's going to be an awful one to have, isn't it? Oh, God. No limb races today. I just want to do some casual stuff just to learn the game, really. I don't want to be doing anything, I guess, stressful or manual, like trying to host an elimination race. I see no reason on a 450 to have to use fourth gear anywhere. The issue that you have, there's just no need for you to keep shifting, because every time you change gear you lose time because you're shutting off for a second and then getting on again, unless you've managed to get it set up to where you have quick shift on everything, which, I mean, we've been through this multiple times on mine. I can't do it on the Yamaha myself, personally. I think third should be the tallest gear that you go in, for me, on a 450. That's the area that I operate in. I'm the most comfortable. Just second and third gear everywhere, basically. Connection timeout is usually just if you're somewhere like the US trying to connect to an EU server and it doesn't go too well. I don't really get that issue very often anymore, but the only way I've ever seen people fix it is just by using a VPN, which I know a lot of people might not want to do because you have to pay for it. Whoops are different. Sorry, whoops are different. But anywhere else on any track, third's the maximum that I'd be in. I ride 99% of Supercross tracks in second gear. I'll go on third gear if you like loop back onto a starter state, for example, and then I'll shift maybe fourth or fifth in the whoops because it makes the suspension work better. But anything else, I don't tend to go above third. Because it adds up, even if it's like half of a tenth. Like obviously, so let's say you're second gear, third gear, that little off and then on again, even if that's half of a tenth of a second, if you do that 10 times a lap, that's half a second. If you then do that every lap of a race, it's 5 seconds. It does all add up. What was I just running? I think I was on this. I don't know why it's just reset itself. So Rax, if you're still in my chat right now, you are. You've literally just typed. Give the KTM a go and see if you still enjoy the update as much as you're enjoying it on the Yamaha, because this is night and day difference, just switching from one bike to the other. Like, to the point where it's quite disgusting. Oh, pardon me. I am telling you now as well, I'll probably will not have a clean start around here. The Bushugal start is so chaotic because it's so fast-paced and everyone wants to get in around that corner first. Yes, Ken. I don't know what it is, but like top middle my back is like a really, really sharp pain to the point where it does feel like it's a pinched nerve or something. Yep, told you I wouldn't make it around the corner. Even though there was nobody on my screen. But, you know, because everyone thinks they've got the whole shot, that's how it goes. Yeah, basically, that's it. It just feels like a pinched nerve at the top. I've gone on YouTube as well and looked at all these sorts of like different back stretches that you can try and do, and I haven't really had any luck with them at the moment. So I'm hoping that it might shift itself over the next week or so. And last night, it was actually feeling pretty good. God knows what I'd done in my sleep last night, because between last night and waking up this morning, it's like, it's hurting quite a lot again. And by itself, it wouldn't be too bad. The issue that I'm finding right now is because I've also hurt my ribs in the crash that I had last week. If I lay one way, my ribs hurt. If I lay another way where my ribs don't hurt, my back hurts. So I haven't got like a nice, comfy position to lay in at night right now. I can't believe how different... I mean, does anybody know, just for research purposes, the track that we just played, that Emerson MX that Razzle made, is that a soft soil track or is that soil? Because if it's soil, then it's understandable if the KTM was really, really slippery. If it's soft soil, and this is soft soil, then the difference in how much grip each of these bikes have is actually unreal. Like, this thing feels like it's got infinite grip, or even on a 110 tyre. Jesus Christ, man. I do get confused by some people's logic. It's like, you've got two people in front of you there, checking up, taking their time through ruts, and someone else just sends it over top of both of them. Like, why? Just brake. Oh, the outside was nice. The outside was really nice as well, but then you have way too much speed for this next inside. If I was a guessing man, I imagine this is the kind of track that I have on the ranked servers, so it wouldn't surprise me if everybody was good at this track. I wasn't the biggest fan of Kels's Dilla, or Kels's Redbud, but I'm vibing with this one quite a lot right now. This might be the favourite one of his AMA replicas that he's made. His Parlour one, I think he's the one that made a Parlour. It's okay, it was just a little bit too wide open, and this is wide open as well, but it's more of a fun wide open. I don't know how to explain it properly. I'm vibing with this one, it's good. Right, let's go middle rut down here rather than tight inside. Yeah, that's nice, that was decent. Emerson says soft soil as well. Thank you for checking. Yeah, that's disgusting then. So, rest in peace. Rest in peace, KTM. Yamaha is what I will be riding now for the next week until outdoors. And now I need to decide if I actually want to run a Yamaha, so then I can also download everybody else's skins and see them, or if I want to run a model swap, and then everybody else will also be on that same model swap, just on stock skins. Going to have a field of stock Suzukis. What's happened there? Old beta, I land that no problem at all. I've got no idea why the bike is just stepping out from underneath me. It really does feel like the rider's body just collapses on the bike. Little things like that I'm going to have to learn. Need to learn the limitations of the bike, what you can and can't get away with now. Because it's fairly insignificant in a race like this, but if I do that multiple times in an aerial race, that's so many seconds of mistakes that you just don't need to be making. Oh my Christ. Yeah, and I mean, the one-plate Suzuki will look better. I just think, like, why can't they... if he's making these game updates now, is it that much to ask that we have it so bike models are related to the bike's skin in the same way that they do on Sim? So even if I'm on a Yamaha, I can make it look like a Suzuki, and if you're on a Yamaha, you can still make it look like a Yamaha or a Kawi if you want to. It's not like I'm forced everyone to be on a Suzuki. Because that's how Sim works. A lot of people say, oh, why can't we make the bikes all equal power like Sim? That's not how Sim works. Sim does have a bunch of different bikes, all of different power to each other. It's just everyone rides mostly the same one anyway, but the skins they make for the bike are also linked to the model, or the model is linked to the skin still. So that's why people look like they're on different machines. They're not. If we just put it in MX Bikes terms, they'd all still be on the Yamaha. But it's just they don't all look like Yamahas. How am I only in... I'm not in 7th. Guy in front of me's got cuts. I mean, I'm pretty far back anyway. Oh, front end. Quite tricky landing in the sand in the right place. Yes, to my knowledge, the beta will still be banned in aerial. I don't think it's ever going to be unbanned until there's an OEM update for it, and I don't see any updates in the near future. There's been no noise about there being any updates at all. Old 74 in front of me, he's got all the lines down, he's going exactly where I want to go. Oh, there's some rough chop around it, catches off guard every now and then. Exactly like that. Probably stream again on Monday. I've got to do the GPs on Monday anyway. That's the issue as well, is like I'd love to say I'm going to stream every other day or something like that, but then I hop on the game and I try and have fun, and then I just don't really have fun. It makes me not want to do it again. It's like right now I'm just riding around. Like I'm not particularly enjoying it at all. I'm just playing the game for the sake of it. Hope we'll see the Ducati soon. Yeah, I haven't heard any news about the Ducati either. I expected to see it at the same time as like the Triumph 450, but I guess there just weren't enough on it. Oh my Christ. Some very interesting rough spots we got going on here. What would be the steering setting that I should change if it feels like I'm staying leant over for too long? So as I exit a corner, it feels like the bike doesn't stand up quick enough. Part of me feels like I need to turn my direct lean higher, because I'm like 80 at the moment. I feel like gain is how far you can get leant over, and direct lean is how quickly really it leans over, in my mind. I got no predictions for real life tomorrow, boys. I'm going to go into it with a completely open mind. and try and enjoy watching the racing to the best of my ability, with no pre-made assumptions at all. Maybe I'll whack the direct lean up to like 85 or something, do it in small increments. Because I don't hate how quickly it leans over, it's the standing it upright again. I wish you could kind of separate the two. So as I just collapse going into that corner. No, I've got no idea on the PC issues. That could be 100 different things, unfortunately. You can get away, you don't even have to scrub that jump, you could probably get away with sending that all the way to the bottom. I want to stay away from this far inside rut, because it's getting some horrible chop going through it, because these lovely OEM tyres we have right now that cause some interest in the road. Great. I'm going to do another race around here, I'm just trying to get my head around things. Do another race on the Yamaha. Oh, new bikes are coming out. What is your source, Mr. Chase? And when? I'm not going to report back everything that gets said in this dev chat, but just to update you on one thing that's been worked on. He said that, because obviously they do like test builds that get tested out, he said that the sit-stand speed has now been halved, so you'll sit down and stand up twice as quick as you do currently. And I've basically just asked, does that mean it's the same as what it was, or is it still different to what it was? Because that's what I don't like. I want that sit-stand speed to be the same as it has been in the past, because there's no issues with it. I think that's what's causing a lot of issues right now as well, for me personally. Right. Is that like a good example? No. So right here, I have pressed to sit down right about here. And it hasn't sat down until here. So whilst it doesn't look like a huge amount of difference, it is, basically. And that just messes up the whole flow and everything. Someone in chat just said the traction... Is this not soft soil as well? Someone said Emerson was soft soil. It might be. Maybe they are different. Maybe I've got to try this bike on Emerson as well and see how that goes, just to be able to compare the two properly. No, not doing a lemon race today. It's not what we're doing. For the second time as well. No, people aren't getting in their heads at all. It's all completely different now. Tiny changes can affect absolutely everything. Yeah, the auto sit's changed a lot. What annoys me, so I asked if it's possible just for me to be stood up all the time, if I want to. Like, if I'm not pressing the sit down button, just let me stay stood up. So why, if I'm now coming to a slow speed, is he sitting down again by himself? Like, just make it so I stay stood up everywhere that I want to be stood up. And then it's the way that look how far the rider leans back when I accelerate now. That's what's causing the issues with the stability and everything. It's like, if you was riding in real life and every time you accelerated, you just jerked yourself backwards. It's like, yeah, of course you're going to wheelie and the front end's going to go like... Now I've got to like lean forwards everywhere. It's... So the rider's stance has changed, so the weight is now further back at all times, which has then messed up everything. And he's also... I don't know what the changes are, but the wording was just small rider physics changes. I don't know what they are, what they entail, and how it should affect things, but it is different. I don't know how you'd create a skill gap with sit-stand timing. There shouldn't be a timing to it. You should sit down when you want to sit down, and you should stand up when you want to stand up. There shouldn't be like a really long delay. Like if I'm riding along, look, feel free to rewind it a few times. Look how long it takes from when I click the sit-down button for him to actually get his ass into the seat. Like in real life, you're down straight away. Like, it shouldn't take. Especially, like, look how long it takes him to stand up. He's like, oh! It's like watching me trying to get up out of this chair. It's way, way, way too long. But yeah, it looks like that's been changed. That speed's been halved, but that means nothing to me. I want to know if it's the same as what it was, or if it's still slower. You don't like how everyone has to sit at the start? Would you... You have to sit... You sit down in real life. I mean, I suppose you technically stood up when you're at the start gate, because you got your feet on the ground, but... I mean, I'm not tall enough to have a gap between my arse and the seat anyway. No, so I mean, you sit down on the start in real life, you get your arse out of the seat like halfway along the start strip. I have no idea what the, what Pib's work ethic or anything like that's like. The man is an enigma. He is unworkoutable. Looking way too far to the right coming out of there. Yeah, let me. I said I was going to change that, didn't I? Let me do that right now before I start another race. Let's go. Oh, I'm on 70 direct lane. Let's try 75, and that should hopefully stand the bike up quicker coming out of the corner. Oh. Just sore still, to be honest, Hammy. Not perfect. Left thumb hurts a lot. Ribs are a bit tender. Back hurts. That's about it. It's not like outrageous, but it's to the point where I wouldn't want to hop on a bike again right now, if that made sense. Also, still have a bit of difficulty lifting my right leg up. Like, my left leg's absolutely fine, but actually trying to lift my right leg up seems to, like, pull quite a lot. It feels quite weak. So there's some sort of stretching going on inside there. Some sort of muscles and ligaments that got moved around a bit. Like, what feels the sketchiest right now whilst I'm playing, I don't feel like I trust the front end at all going round corners. Especially corners that have a bit of rough in them. It just feels like at any second it's going to, like, collapse in over itself. You're just going to fall over on the inside. It's not like I'm high-siding the other way. It feels like it's going to fold in onto itself, whichever direction I'm turning. Even if I'm leant all the way forwards, so I'm like putting all the weight into it, which should tend to keep it more planted. Yeah, I don't see any point in paying for cosmetic stuff in this game. If I didn't get stuff for free, I would honestly just run around in completely stock gear and bike. It doesn't bother me enough. Jesus. Yeah, I don't know about jumping into that inside there. I either have to take a different line in the right-hander or make sure that I check up a hell of a lot more than I am. I have not bought any of like the bike models on the shop, but the few people that I've seen that have bought some of them, there's a few like lineups that aren't quite right and stuff that's like off-center and things like that, and I just don't want to spend money on something that if I don't like I can't get a refund on, for it to be honest. But luckily, because of this lovely thing called YouTube privilege, most of the time, within reason, I can slide into someone's DMs and get something made for me. How do you fix your hands not being on the bike? That will only come from model swaps. Because by default, the hands will be lined up in the right place. The only reasons they wouldn't be is if you've put a different model bike onto another one and it's not lined up properly. Or if you're just running like a really weird bike. For example, if it's not like OEM or A-kit or factory, they might not be built properly. Or lined up right. Outdoors starts next Friday. Next Friday. It's the same time of the day as well that all the Supercross races and all the GP races have been. So obviously EU's at one time, NA's later on in the day, but same time. Well, in regards to that bug, Mason, I've not got a clue how to fix it either. I haven't had it happen to me today. Luckily, so I don't know what causes it, but yeah, having that happen to me yesterday, I'd loaded up the game, chose the start, joined the server, and that's how it was. I've got no idea how to replicate it. I don't know if it's on some bikes and not others. I don't know if it's a multiplayer only thing, you just get unlucky sometimes. No clue. No clue how to go about fixing it. I appreciate you anyway, Doc. Yeah, I know I don't always stream at the best times for people from NA. I imagine I'll probably go for like another 30 minutes or so tonight. Maybe 40 minutes. We'll go through to like 3 hours worth of a stream. And then I'll dip. Because whilst it would be nice to sit here and properly grind and try and get better on these, I feel like I'm going to do it in just tiny little increments at a time. So I don't burn myself out too much. Because if I'm not like absolutely loving it, I'm not going to force myself to play it a bunch anyway. And right now, I feel like I absolutely detest them for a lap. And then I'll do a lap that's okay. I'm like, oh yeah, actually, maybe that's not too bad. And it kind of keeps flip-flopping back and forth that way. Right. There's two bikes inside of each other again, to the right there. It looks like a Suzuki and a Honda are inside each other. So it seems like people leaving and rejoining on different bikes have that exact same issue that it's been having. So that's great. That's not fixed. They look very, like, Christmassy themed to you. Feels Christmassy themed. Am I rooting for in 250s? It's got to be Cole, just because he's one of us. MX Bikes gamer. Someone's Linda launching to my left. Both starts have almost looped Milari now. Linda launching in the big 2025. That's crazy work. There's another two riders stuck inside each other. That is a Husky and a Gas, I believe. I'm saying way over here to the left. I want nothing to do with anybody over there. very rare occasion that I have to use that second gear anywhere on these outdoor tracks. Not first gear, sorry, on these outdoor tracks. Quite choppy coming down that hill. Oh, got another two inside each other again. We love MX bikes, don't we? Oh, I'm alive. Thank God he went a little bit long there, because I cross-jumped the shit out of him. Oh, Aiden's wadded himself. Go! How am I in the lead? I mean, guess I stayed out of quite a lot of carnage, didn't I, to be honest? Just didn't expect it after having to shut off coming out of the gate, because I had a little bit too much power. Oh my Christ. Yeah, again, as soon as I try sitting down around a corner, it just gets all wonky halfway through and on the exit. We don't sit down, we channel our inner Stefan Everts, we'll just stand up everywhere, won't we? Oh my Christ, there's a hole forming there. Ugh. Gotta be careful with that. And why do you need to sit down, to be honest, when you can just rail corners like that up on the pegs? That was nicer. Scrubbing the first one, then trying to double the second two, rather than doubling in and then singling out. God, I'm so sketchy. There's not one part of the track, right? It's not the track, to be fair, I'm just saying in general right now, there's not one part of the track where I feel comfortable on at the moment. So it's like everything just feels that tiny bit off. Don't know if I'm going to be able to turn left there and make the inside. Nice. Yo, yeet. Big sense. I don't know if I just can't see Rax or if we've all got a disgusting amount of cuts and he hasn't, but it says Rax is in front right now. And I see nobody. Actually, I don't think I saw him in the last race at all either. I know he was out in front, but even off the start, maybe, oh no, that's a lap down. Yeah, maybe he's just invisible. Again, W game. People that are invisible on the screen. Love that. Oh, that inside shit. Thought I'd give it a go to make this next left a little bit nicer, but didn't quite go that way. The weird part is, even though I feel really uncomfy with like my scrub timing, the way that the bike handles in the turns right now, that all feels absolutely horrendous to me. The part that feels really nice is going through braking bumps going into a corner. Like, it feels like there is no braking bumps I can put in front of this bike that it won't handle. Like, it just goes through the chop, no problem at all. I mean, like, this is getting super beat up going into this outside here, but the bike just glides across it, no problem. The inside's getting pretty deep now. I need to make sure that I'm actually entering it where the rut begins rather than halfway through and just going into it at a square angle. Try my very best to be silky smooth. Follow the corners all the way around. Smooth on the throttle. That seems to be giving me the best results so far. I'm going to try this inside again, just slower this time. There we go. And that opens up this left nicer so I can carry more speed around the inside. Scrub this more, or I guess shut off more so I don't land in all these braking bumps. Oh no, over the bars we go. Boing! Bikes do definitely feel a lot more springy on the landing of jumps. Like the Poboso bounces back in full force. I feel like I'm following the ruts fairly well. As we put the direct lean up to 75 from 70. Feels nicer on the exits. Right, exit this corner slower. Please come further to the left and then open it up. Nice, there we go, much better. So you don't go into the right-hander at too sharp of an angle. And this thing feels like it just keeps pulling. Even in second gear on that straight, it didn't feel like I needed third. I mean, looking at times, Rax is... What? This is what I don't get. So I feel decent, and then it will just say no, and it'll just collapse out from underneath me. To the point where that feels unpredictable, and I don't know how I would stop that from happening. But I was going to say, Rex is still multiple seconds faster than everyone, so as if he wasn't OP enough, we've now buffed Rex in this last update. I don't have a official opinion on the update, to be honest. One lap I love it, one lap I hate it. So I'll just say I'm in the middle right now. I'd say I'm slightly more in the angle, or slightly more on the dislike than like, but let's say it's like 55% no to 45% yes. I think I just need more time on it. Just feel very uncomfortable right now. Everything feels very different. I don't feel like I'm riding the bike at all. I just feel like I'm a passenger and I'm just going where it's taking me. Because I feel like I can put it where I want it to go. Now, I've just changed my direct lean to 75. I was running 70, but it felt like I wanted the bike to stand up a little bit quicker coming out of the corners. So I turned out to 75 and it feels a little bit better. God. I was getting like a horrible wrist cramp towards the end of that one. Jesus. How many times did I run through you, Rex? Because yeah, I couldn't see you at all. Thank you very much, Orcs. Sorry, I appreciate that. Good night, buddy. I still do feel like the Yamaha might be the way forwards for me, though. It does feel more comfortable than the KTM did. And I've said during the GP season when I've been spectating so far, I feel like I'm going to be a Jake and Aiden kind of speed, where Rax, Tyler, and Cam will be out in front, and then like me, Jake, and Aiden. What is going? Huh? Aiden's just hitting the hiya, but he's hitting the hiya. Yeah, that's great. Love that. That's nice and realistic. That's my favourite bit of MX bikes. And then I'm in the little Tokyo drift, and then we carry on going. So, oh my god, the game's in the bin. Right, I want to download another track. Yeah, sorry, like I was saying, I think I'm going to be a Jake and Aiden speed, so I'm going to be like best of the rest kind of area, hopefully around P4, 5-ish. No, I wouldn't be upset with a P4 or a P5, I think, as long as I do it every single race, as long as I'm not getting like stinky tenths in there or something like that. Right. What else are we rocking with? Have seen a lot of people... I mean, it's a Punker Jeffy track, so of course it's going to be good. It does mean that it's probably quite simple, though, is it? I mean, it's going to be a sand track, because all of his tracks are rollery sand tracks. Let's keep scrolling just in case. I kind of want to stay away from sand today until I feel comfortable enough on anyone. Just to see how it's going. Oh, we're already back at Mesquite. Okay. I don't know what I want to play. What are we thinking? I've not ridden anything other than the KTM and the Yamaha yet, so I can't really say. But no, it should update by itself. You shouldn't have to do anything as least as long as it's through Steam. More tracks have been going up on shop than mods. Yeah, sounds about right. But if they are of good enough quality, then it's understandable. When you like, if your track sells well on shop, you understand why people put them on shop, because it is a lot of money. If your track does well, it's literally like a month's salary if it sells well. So I completely understand people doing that. Shall I? So some of you aren't going to like what I'm about to say. I kind of want to try a GP track. And the GP track that I want to try is the one that I am most familiar with at the moment, which is the Spanish round at Lugo. Now, the reason a lot of you aren't going to like me for saying that is because it's a paid track. And a lot of people don't like me doing paid tracks, but we have just done, what we done, like 6 races so far today on free tracks, and then we're just going to do 1 or 2 on a paid one. I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't think that's terrible for me to suggest, just so I can get my own practice in, maybe. Oh my god, I'm almost knocked my can over. Maybe kind of please, just for me. And at least now, then I can try and follow Rax around and see what's going on. Is it gonna... Did I put server up? Yes, I did. Hello? Hello, server? Server? Come up, please. Now. 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 I will close it and reopen it again. Take number 2. Now. Server load now. Now. Yay! Finally. Join. I'll try out like the Fantic and stuff in my own time, to be fair. Just want to ride the Yami right now, since the Yami's been going okay so far. Because again, half of it's just going to be me trying to battle the new physics before I can really get comfortable enough to want to venture and try any other bikes. Jumps like that are the biggest issue with the stand stick because of the scrubbing. Like the top boys will scrub the absolute piss out of that jump. And now because there's a delay on the sit stand, you got to think about it so much rather than just doing it. That is basically the exact issue that I've had so far everywhere. Is having that issue of not trusting the front end at all whilst trying to turn into the corners. The way that it's just slid out from underneath me there is the exact issue that I've been having, or what it feels like is going to happen all the time. And in my mind, it makes absolutely zero sense for me to be leaning right over the front of the bike whilst going through braking bumps. Like, I should be able to get off the back of the bike a little bit. But when I do that now, it feels like the bike's just going to fall out from underneath me. I don't want there to be a delay though. Like I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't mind if there was like a slider to choose how long of a delay you want between sitting up and standing down, but there shouldn't be a delay between me pressing the button sit down and actually sitting down. If it feels smooth or not, cool, but I shouldn't have to preemptively, I shouldn't have to plan ahead of time what I want to do. Like, it should be reactive. If I want to sit down at any given time, because like, let's say the bike's kicked out a certain way over the face of a jump, I should be able to then correct it straight away. I shouldn't have to wait 0.2 or 0.3 of a second for the damage to get even worse and the bike be further out before I can start saving it. You know, it should be like that instantaneously. Just like in real life, if you see the pro boys riding on a deep rutted sand track and they take off a jump and it kicks out, they're instantly arses out the seat, off to the side, trying to bring the bike back in line. They don't wait like 0.2, 0.3 of a second first. So whilst it might feel smoother, I don't think it's the right thing to do. It just doesn't make sense in my mind. But it's not going to be that way. They're changing it already. They're trying to make it quicker. I'm sorry for getting in your way there, Rex. I really couldn't do anything. The guy decided to jump on the track right in front of me in the last corner. No, they're not going to reverse the patch, they're just going to update it again so that the sit stand happens quicker. That's it. So the actual physics changes and stuff will still be there. It's just the speed in which you sit and stand will change to be faster again. Which will probably make things a bit easier to get my head around. But it just feels like I need to ride in the future, you know, like as if I know what's going to happen before it happens. Doesn't feel like you can really react to as much as you used to be able to. That was a prime example there of the bike kicking out on that jump, and I only barely managed to bring it back because there was a delay in me sitting down. Whereas if I could have done it straight away, it would have come back a lot better. I know I am vibing with the 75 direct lean right now though. It does feel quite natural for getting around the corners. Doesn't feel like I'm oversteering or understeering too much. Still messing up a lot of my my scrubs though, unfortunately. I'm getting old because I'm going into some of these corners on pure muscle memory alone and just hoping I make the routes because I can't see anything. And I get this is something. Can any thoughts on this as well? Because I don't know if this is something else that's placebo or is real. It feels like in this dynamic first-person camera angle now, if I'm going over braking bumps, it feels like the camera moves up and down more aggressively than it did in the past. And I think it's because the camera angle is like tied to the rider's physics, and now because I'm bent like this more, when I hit the bumps the rider's head is going up and down quicker, so in turn it feels like it's been bobbing, like it feels really jarring. And I know I'm old, but my god, my eyes are struggling to keep up and see where I'm going sometimes, going over the chop. That's what I'm trying to find out, Luke. So I've just seen they've mentioned they're testing halving the speed, so halving the amount of time it takes from being stood up to sat down. And the question I've just asked, which I'm writing a response for, was, is that going to make it the same speed as it was, or is it still going to be slower? Because I have a feeling that they actually don't know what the speed was before, so they have no idea what to put it to get it back to what it was. But it sounds like it's going to be doubled, so it should take half as long to sit down now, or stand up again. Tracks is the GP of Spain. It's in the pinned comment. It is a shop track. You have to pay for it. I mean, that wasn't... Like, that didn't feel like a terrible lap, but it's like 6 seconds off of world record, I think, something like that. And it's 3 seconds off of my qualifying lap when I done the NAGP. So make of that what you wish. So it felt okay, but it was still quite a lot slower. I can't remember if I messed anything up at the start. I don't think I did. I mean, it felt like a pretty solid lap the whole way around. I don't think there's any meta changes. I think the current metas have just been strengthened with Beta 20. What's he... Why are you just sat on... Okay. whoever, this is an insane amount of lag. Oh, it's Mr. Kent, the flying Hawaiian, old Kent Mackey. You are lagging, buddy. I don't really have an overall opinion of it right now, to be honest. I'm so on the fence on if it's actually good or not. I will give you a better updated opinion on it once they have fixed the delay. I can't even speak. Once they fix the delay on the sit stand. What are you doing? It can't be. Is it a coincidence that people are just yeeting themselves across the track conveniently in front of me, or do you think people are actually that attention to see himself on the stream? I think, no. Fuck you, whoever number 195 is. I will sit here to make sure I do not see you on the stream. Grow up, boys. Come on. Your life isn't going to change if you see yourself on Ninja's stream. You've not got to cut across the track to be in front of him all over the place. I mean, physics changes are physics changes. You know, like, we can't talk about the game getting better if the game never changes. So I don't mind them trying to change things physics-wise. But when you implement something into the game which gives you literal button input delay. So if I press the sit down button, it takes 0.2 of a second to actually do it. That doesn't need to be in the game. I'd say that takes away from any sort of having skill. I don't want to ride in advance of anything, if that makes sense. I like reacting to things as and when they happen. And do you know what? I'm going to be petty because I've literally just said it on stream. Stopping and waiting to be in front of me. I will start ejecting people for it. I can promise your Friday nights will not be any better because you are in front of me on stream. You reckon the camera moves a lot faster now as well? I'm glad that it's coming from someone like you, Logan, and it's not just me having a moment. But it definitely feels like as I'm going through braking bumps, the head bobs a lot more. I did write in the chat to ask if we could get some sort of dampener, if that makes sense, to like smooth out the head shake, because like Sim's got one now, like a gimbal. But yeah, that probably won't be added for another couple of years as well. Has anyone tried changing the delay time? How do you do that? And I don't think you can change clutch delay. Unless there's even more clutch cheese that I don't know about. I think the whole thing was the clutch. They don't change like delay times, they just bind it to another button or something else, so the clutch pulls in at the same time as shifting. But yeah, I don't know how you'd go about doing something like that to begin with. I do hate the whole game file bullshit. I wish there was a way to have them all properly locked. Even if it meant that I couldn't like quick shift the way I do on the KTMs anymore. I wish there was a way of locking everything to just get rid of all of the drama and the cheese surrounded by changing game files. I don't know why they are still editable. Because then all the time they're editable, we have to keep making updates anyway. We've done updates so you can't run Lead Help 0 in races anymore. There's been updates so you have to run shadows on so you don't change that shit in files anymore. There's been updates so you can't remove your tear off, so you can't remove roofs and stuff like that. And it's like, why not make it so it's just locked to begin with, so you can't change that sort of thing? I know the method behind it, Rax, but I spent about an hour on stream with everyone doing it step by step, the same as other people have done, and it doesn't work for me. I think it's just the nature of the PS4 controller with DS4 windows either on or off, Steam input, it doesn't like it. And when I do it a certain way, the game stops recognising my button inputs altogether. So I run it as it is right now, where I've only got quick shift on the KTM and Husky, or I go out my way to buy like an Xbox controller, for example, to be able to make it work. And I'm not sad enough to do that, unfortunately. Yeah, there's some things that you change in the back-end files, like texture quality and stuff like that, which I don't mind. because that has no impact on gameplay such. But then my question in the first place is, why do you have to do that in the files? Why is that not just an option in graphics in the game to change? Like, it makes absolutely zero sense, half of the decisions on this game. Which is why it's so hard to support it a lot of the time, because a lot of it is just stupid and the decisions just have no logical sense in my mind. Doolies! So, my method on these bikes right now, which works in some corners but not others, as we just saw there where Rex almost passed me up the inside, is I just stand up on the pegs and go around the outside everywhere, because that seems to give me the least amount of drama. I feel like as soon as I start trying to check up and try and be smooth and slow in certain sections is when I start getting all wonky. Whereas if I don't give my bike a chance to slow down, so just standing up and around the outside everywhere, it works a lot better. Oh. Even there, like, the delay in the sitting down around that right-hander is just disgusting. Oh, I scrubbed that too hard. Oh, have I not crashed? Should have. It's fun riding around somebody that has enough race IQ to know to actually take a different line. Doesn't get to happen very often. I'm still not going to go to the inside here, I'm scared. I don't want to just topple over, I'd rather just rail around the outside and be safe. Oh my Christ. Almost straight over the bars. Wow, I was in first gear, I thought I was in second. Hiya! These silly little mistakes, because I'm trying to concentrate on everything else now. Everything that usually comes naturally is not coming naturally. Oh, come here, Aiden. Let me feel good about myself for a lap or two. Honestly, any time I have to try and sit down and turn, it doesn't do what I want it to do, or it stands itself upright, or doesn't turn enough. It feels bullshit. So we're now just going to be standing up everywhere, I believe. I think everyone's just going to do it. Oh. Completely missed that rut. Probably why you boys are enjoying Soundtrack so much, because you do literally just stand up everywhere anyway. Cam had that same issue with rider mismatch, and L21 told him what to do, but I cannot remember off the top of my head what that was, so I can't help, unfortunately, Newly. But I don't think you're the only one that's had it. Just try closing and reopening the game again, because when I've tested game versions in the past, I've had that same issue, and it just does take just closing and reopening the game. I would say verify game files as well, but I know that can be a pain in the arse because then it resets all your settings as well. Or maybe make a copy of your profile beforehand. Yeah, no, Rax has just stood up the whole way around here, even on a flat corner. I think I'm just going to do the same thing. Oh my... Did you hear that? I don't know what I just hit there, but that did not sound nice. I can't see where I'm going. It's so bumpy. And off we go. Back end said no. I mean, it is a... I'm hoping it's this track, but it does just feel like I can stand up and hold it wide open everywhere, which is a little bit concerning. Check you haven't got duplicate riders files in your documents, Newly. Oh, for God's sake. Why one lap can I go in there, crank her over and be absolutely fine, and then the other, when I actually try checking up a little bit, it gets all sketchy. I feel no consistency at all at the moment, which is so worrying just before an outdoor season's going to start. I mean, it was nice having a battle with Rax for half a lap. And then I ran out of talent, unfortunately. That's how broken this game is. I'm in third, 11 seconds behind the leader, and I'm getting the blue flag. Lovely. W. But no, let's work on some animations for some reason. Oh, my wrist is killing me, boys. Yeah, I might make that the last race. I've been going for 3 hours. Have I thought about making a video on starts? No. Probably because I'm not very good at starts anymore, to be honest. Used to be pretty good out of the gate. But ever since like beta 19 OEM bikes came around and the traction changed, I've been pretty stinky. But yeah, I am going to love and leave all of you. It's been an emotional 3 hours. There you go. I mean, Rax just said exactly the same thing. His screen's bouncing around too much. I mean, by all means, boys, feel free to make a noise about it in various discords, because then screenshots will be posted in the dev chat at some point about it, because I asked for it. I asked for a gimbal or some kind of dampener, because it's shaking around more now than it has done in the past. But I don't think it's going to get anything to do with it. So we'll see how outdoors goes. We'll see if we have eyes and can see straight by the end of it. I'm going to disappear. It's 11:30 PM for me, so I'm going to maybe watch an episode of Lost of Old Linda, go to sleep, and then I will be joining you on Monday for the final round of the GPs, which is very exciting, at Arnhem in the sand. I'm very curious to see how these boys are going to do on these bikes. I don't know if the sit-stand update is going to come before the GPs. I imagine riding a sand track with a delayed sit-stand button is going to be incredibly painful, but I'm not the one that has to do it, so I don't care. I get to sit in the booth and laugh at people's pain and suffering. So I'm going to disappear. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your night if you have much of the night left, and I'm going to disappear now. So good night, everybody. Thank you very much, and I will see you all on Monday.